cool. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Is it your winning? Doesn't win yet? All right. Gotta start with some Missy Elliott after that week. Woo! Welcome back, everybody. All right, let me get to my squad real quick. We up all night to the sun. We up all night for good fun. All right. Start with some comments real quick before I jump in. Let me actually start with my squad real quick before I jump into it. I gotta turn that down. All right, cool. All right, so this is how my squad did. Obviously, that 1 week punt, that transfer to Jota, that Modelo time move did not pay off. I am never going to take a transfer this season before the very last minute again. That Jota move definitely hurt. Is what it is. Nothing I can do about it now. I ended up making the captaincy switch to Kane. I guess I'll get into that later. We got a long time for the stream, so I'll get into that a bit later. But the captaincy move did pay off. Martinez played absolutely lovely this week. I ended up, I think because Harry Kane will get the 6 bonus points, that'll be 54, and then Basuma off the bench. So I think I'll end up with 56 points, if I'm not mistaken. So 56 points this week. Definitely something to, not the best week, but also considering I had Lamptey not play and Jota not play, not the worst thing in the world. So I'll take it. Something's got to change on my defense. I'm going to get into that as the stream progresses, but something's got to give with that defense. Rough. All right, comments. Kobe, what's up, Kobe? Welcome. Good to see you here. So good to see everybody coming back. Hopefully everyone had a good week. Let me know how your guys' week went. I guess I'll get into the comments now, all right? All right, Kobe says, should he go Jota to Susek? That's a good shout. I mean, Susek is what, 4.9 if I'm not mistaken? He's had a good season so far. I'm currently thinking what the best options for Jota are right now. Susek is definitely one of them if you want to drop in price and kind of use the funds somewhere else. It's definitely there are a lot of options. I'm not entirely sure what the best option is at this moment, but Susek is nice, especially because you're going to have a lot of leftover cash to throw somewhere else. But my only problem with Susek is I don't necessarily trust him in my starting 11. I think he is a good player, especially off the bench. But starting 11 does worry me. All right, Miss Sexy Diva. Oh, welcome. Yes, the best stream was just watching Let's Talk FPL, but nothing beats this. I don't know about that, man. Andy is phenomenal, but I'll gladly accept that compliment. Thank you. That means a lot. I try to make the stream as fun and engaging as possible. And hopefully today is no different. I mean, I start off with Missy Elliott and some Pharrell, so I don't know how much more I can do. All right. Alex, here we go. Welcome, Alex. Welcome, Alex. My name is Miss Sexy Diva. Kobe, welcome, everybody. Let's see. Alex says he's currently on 73. Minus 12. Okay, so you had that minus 12. I remember you taking a big minus 12. So minus 12, 73. That gives you 61. That's quick maths. That's a good score. That's another green arrow. That's nice, man. That's nice. 73 after the minus 12. Hopefully, or 58 actually you said afterwards. So hopefully you don't have to take another minus this week, considering you took a lot to reform your squad. But man, 61 points in a week like this. I don't know exactly what the average is, but I'm guessing it's going to be around 49 or 50 this week. So 61 is assuming a nice green arrow. Kobe has 59 points. 59 is not bad either. 59, again, I think that's 9 over the average. If I'm not mistaken, I think the average is 50. So great week for Kobe again, man. Kobe has been on fire. Alex has been on fire lately. Sick, man. My name is. He's on 54 after a free hit, or from a free hit. I remember, he had to take that unfortunate free hit. 54, that's still a good week. 54 is still nice. At this week, anything above 50, I feel like is all right. Anything up 50, all right. Especially considering a lot of big name players didn't really do much this week. A lot of big name players. Salah got that pen late right before he got subbed off. Mane did nothing. We had Jota get hurt. KDB did nothing. Bruno did nothing. Rashford obviously did nothing. Everyone in that City United game. So a lot of big name players didn't do that well. So at the end of the day, 58 is not bad. 54 is not bad for my name is. Ole, 34 points, 16 on the bench. There's always going to be weeks like that. So we just got to reset, recover, and reload for next week, which is on Tuesday. So you don't have too much time to sit on that 34, and hopefully by Tuesday we can really see a big week next week for you, Ole. But 34 points, that is tough, especially with 16 on the bench. Very, very unfortunate. Let me just make sure my Wi-Fi is on the right Wi-Fi right now. I'm pretty sure I'm actually, all right, good, we golden. Yeah, Ole, that hurts. 34, that hurts. But again, we recover for game week 13 next week. Kobe, should I get Danny Ings in, and who should I replace him for? Kane, DCL, or Wilson? If I had to choose, I'd probably say get rid of Wilson. At this point, I don't know how you could drop Harry Kane. I mean, he's doing it week in and week out. I think he's only blanked. Let me fact check myself. I want to say he's only blanked 2 or 3 times this season. Everton, Chelsea. So he's only blanked twice this season. I don't know how you can get rid of Harry Kane. He's just too good. He's on track for a 200 plus. He's on track, honestly, for a 300 plus point season at this rate. Worst case scenario, he comes away with 200. So I don't know how you could drop Harry Kane at this moment. But of course, if you use that funds to bring in KDB, I could see that. But in my opinion, if I had to choose out of those, I think DCL as well. DCL has played against, if we look at his squad real quick, DCL, I know he has a tough run of fixtures coming up, but he's played against Tottenham, he's played against Liverpool, he's played against United, and he's played against Chelsea, and he's come away with an attacking return in all 4 of those matches. So he's clearly able to get returns against anybody. So I don't know if DCL is a route either. As far as Wilson, I do know he has a double game week coming up and still a couple good fixtures moving forward. So that would kind of hesitate me on getting out Wilson, but Danny Ings is solid. And he still has low selection rate right now. I'm sure it's still under 10%. I don't know. I haven't fact-checked myself. I know a lot of people are probably going to bring him in this week. But Danny Ings is probably... I would get rid of Wilson for Ings, but that's just me. And that might be a knee-jerk thing. Can you look at my team? My name is centimeter times 1. However, I did awful. Let me see. Let me go to the league real quick. Donatello's mini league is in the description. I'm pretty sure I put it there. Let me check out your squad real quick. Miss Sexy Diva, SEM. Let's see. Also, I should do a shout out real quick because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to. I don't know if I'm enough time to make a team video because tonight is busy for me, and then tomorrow, if I get it recorded tomorrow, I'd post it on Tuesday, and it would give me like 2 hours before it plays. So I don't know if I can get my team week selection. I'm gonna try to get it uploaded tomorrow, but if not, obviously it is what it is. I'll be live streaming. On a side note, I will be live streaming on Tuesday at before the transfer deadline. Tuesday before it'll be my first transfer deadline live stream ever. I'm super nervous about it. But come through if you would like. All right, this is your squad. You got 0.2 in the bank. You ended up with 48 points, as we mentioned before. Somebody just came to our house. Yeah, so if we look at the squad, Gabriel would be one that would probably be on my chopping block. I just don't trust any Arsenal players at this moment. Chilwell, I still like Chilwell moving forward, but if you were looking to get cash, Reece James could be a nice drop down from Chilwell. Kyle Walker's still a baller. I like him, especially with the schedule moving forward. McCarthy's nice, solid, nice. KDB, obviously phenomenal. Bruno, you got a stacked midfield, no problem there. DCL, Wilson, Bamford. I like that front line too, especially with Wilson having a good fixtures. I like that front line a lot. If I had to choose, maybe try to upgrade Kilman if you can. I know 0.2 really can't do you too much, but I think you can get Taylor from Burnley. They look really nice. They look nice right now. You might be able to go there. There are some other cheaper defenders you can go for some cheap bench rotation, but if it were me, I'd probably look to get rid of Gabriel, that 5.1 price range. I just think you could do better with that cash. I don't necessarily trust Arsenal, but that's me. My first one of the day. Honestly, I like your squad. Your midfield, I wouldn't touch. You're missing Son or Kane, which obviously hurts. As far as if they do well, it's going to hurt your ranking. So maybe try to find a way to get them in. But other than that, you chose to go KDB over Kane or Son, which is no problem with me. I like your squad. I think it's solid. I think it's just one of those, you're going to have to be patient with some of the names like Bruno and KDB for next week or maybe the week after, in my opinion. 52 is the average. Thank you, Kobe. 52 is the average. Quite low. Low considering last week it was in the 60s, right? Your minus 12 paid off. It would have been 23 points worse if I didn't take the hit. Absolutely. Sometimes hits pay off, man. Sometimes they pay off. Hasn't paid off for me this year yet, but some people it does. For next week I took out Salah for Sterling. So the double just for 1 week. That's not a bad shout. I mean, City have West Brom on Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday? They have West Brom coming up. Sterling is a nice shout. Salah is playing against Tottenham, who when Tottenham play a top 6 side, they just park the bus. I almost said park the bench. They just sit back and let the opponent dribble in a non-threatening area. So I don't necessarily know if Salah's going to come away with any points against Tottenham. So I honestly think that's a good shout to bring in Sterling this week for that tough or for that very favorable fixture they have moving forward. Just hopefully there's no rotation plans for Sterling. I think that's a good shout. Who are you going to captain, by the way? Are you going to captain KDB? I'm assuming that's what I would do if I had your squad this week. Will, what's up, man? Welcome. Super tough week, he says. 49 points. Oof. Yeah, that one hurts. I feel like this week, if you didn't get 50 plus, it's gonna hurt. It does suck, but hey, we recover and reload for Tuesday. Why can't I talk right now? I'm really struggling. Anyway, 49 points. That is rough, but Tuesday's next game week, so you got some quick turnaround. Alex, Susek 9 points off the bench for Jota. So sick. Also, Susek's goal I think should have been saved, if I remember right. It was headed pretty much at the keeper, but is what it is. It went in. 9 points. That is huge off the bench. That's a lot better than my 2 for Basuma. And Lamptey get me 0. Susek 9 points off the bench. How clutch is that? Najee says, Son for a free transfer or just save a transfer and keep Mahrez. I would probably wait 1 more week to bring in Son. Son does play Liverpool, which is obviously tough. You never know. Obviously, Son could come away with 10 plus points. He's definitely capable of doing that against Liverpool. But in my opinion, I think Mahrez versus West Brom. Now, Mahrez is a rotation risk, obviously, but I might roll the dice there for 1 more week and then get Son the week after. In my opinion, if I were you, that's what. Yeah, I'd also like to see the rest of your squad before I comment further. But in my opinion, that's what I would do. Moldy, what's up? Good to have you. Good to have you here. Hope you had a good weekend. Gutted by the Wolves' loss. Yeah, Wolverhampton. I'm like a pseudo Wolverhampton fan. I cheer for them. I really like their style, but that does suck. 58 points average week, really. Yeah, 58 points is nothing to really to write home about, but it's it's still a good week considering the lot of big name players blanked. But man, gutted about that Wolves loss as well. They who do they got next week? They got Villa. They played Villa last week. They got Chelsea on Tuesday. How do you think they're going to do against Chelsea? I just don't see any attack in them right now. Any attack. They got to find it somehow, some way. They have to find some way to get pressure on opposing defenses. All right. My name is. You can have a look at my team if you want. I can absolutely look at your squad. Why am I struggling to speak right now? I had a long day yesterday, that's for sure. My name is. Oh yeah. After this, remind me to shout out. Oh, they haven't updated it, so I can't shout out. Dang. My name is. Why can I not find your squad? It's bringing me to statement. Did I pass your name already? I probably passed your name already. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Where are you at? I'm giving everybody a headache right now. I'm wrong name, huh? I am. Who ate all the pies? Of course. Who ate all the pies? Not there. One more time. Oh, baby, you. All right. 51 points on a free hit, so you're going to go back to your previous game week and game week 11, so that's going to be your squad moving forward. You have 1.6 in the bank, so you got a lot of cash to float around right now, I would get rid of James Rodriguez first in, first out, looking at your squad without having to look much deeper. Phil Foden obviously does worry me as well. He doesn't seem to be favored by Pep at all, so I'd probably look to get rid of Foden in the future. Maybe that takes precedence over James if James could come back in time. James, yeah, he's not going to play probably. Too quick of a turnaround. So I might look to get rid of James and hope that Phil Foden can play this week. I like your front line. Shea Adams is a nice player. He scored a goal today. Kane's obviously phenomenal. DCL's putting in work week in, week out. Bruno and KDB are dope. Reece James. I like Reece James. I like Chilwell. Maybe it's time to move on from the Chelsea double up. I'm not sure on that yet. I need to give it more not knee-jerk thought. Sufal I still think is good. Lamptey for me is on his way out. At least in 2 game weeks for sure, he's on his way out. I just don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Looking at your squad, Schmeichel and go. I like Schmeichel. So looking at your squad, I'd probably look to get rid of James right now. You have 1.2 in the bank. That gives you, assuming about 9-ish mil to spend. You can go Mars. You can go cheaper if you want and go down to like Bowen and really have you save some cash to really throw into Foden. So you can get Foden to maybe Son. That's maybe what I would do. Drop James Rodriguez, I would give you 1.3 extra, so you have like 3 mil to spend. And if that can get you to Son, that's what I would do. Something like that. But James Rodriguez for me would be the first one to go. And then Foden after that. Ferran Torres or Bamford. I like Bamford more. I just think Bamford, the thing I like about Bamford is his creating cast. Right? He has Jack Harrison, who looks phenomenal, who can create a ton of opportunities for him. Obviously, you have Dallas and Ayling, who aren't my favorite FPL assets, but they do create some chances for him. You have Rafinha, Rafinha looks nice. Going back to my name is maybe you go to Rafinha. That might be a good shout. Save you some cash instead of Bowen, and that can really fund you to get to Son. Where am I at in the comments? I forgot what I was looking at. Yeah. And so even you have like Rodrigo. I really like his supporting cast. It gives him a ton of opportunities at goal. And he does miss a lot of opportunities, but he puts some away from time after time. Shout out Celine Dion. Celine Dion? So I like Bamford moving forward. I'd probably have him. Ferran Torres is too much of a rotation risk. If Torres was consistently starting, I would say Torres. But for me, I'm going Bamford. I think he is a nice FPL asset. That's what I would do. I left Susek on the bench. I knew he would have scored a flimsy Leeds defense off set pieces. Leeds, they give up 2 in that game, right? Off set pieces, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely sure on that, but Leeds, if you have someone like Vestergaard going up against Leeds or Zuma going up against Leeds, you gotta be happy about that because Leeds just cannot defend a set piece at all. And so Susek scoring is definitely not surprising knowing that. I was certain. Moldy says I was certain Grealish wouldn't do much for Wolves as well. Didn't follow my instincts. Annoying. We did talk about that, Moldy. We talked about that in the stream. Was it last week's stream or was it the Thursday stream? That I remember we were talking about how we thought Wolverhampton would do a really good job bottling up Jack Grealish and really send kind of two guys his way and make sure that he was the one that was not going to do much. And it's true. And you know what's crazy about Jack Grealish right now? As I was looking at it, he's either getting involved in goal or getting a yellow card. Where's the yellow card? Yeah, yellow cards are over here. So yellow card 1 point, then 15, then 6, then yellow card 1 point, then 10, then a yellow card again. So he's either getting a yellow card or getting a goal involvement. So very hit and miss right now. But yeah, you nailed it, Moldy. D production, welcome. Sweet. Oh, I'm 10 minutes behind. Let's catch up. Did you pick Kane or Son in the end for your captain? And do you think DCL is a better option than Kane, Grealish, Bamford, Son, and Salah for the next round? I did end up picking Kane. Why am I on my pick team? I should be on points. Week just ended. I did end up picking Kane. There's a big reason why I went that way. One of them was, of course, I was worried about Salah not playing, but then when Jota got injured, I wasn't worried about that anymore. As far as Kane, I went and did a lot of research on Crystal Palace, and I realized that first off, Crystal Palace give up a lot of goals to strikers like Bamford. You even had the King Joe Linton score and get like 7 shots against Crystal Palace. And so I realized that if Crystal Palace were to let up a goal, it's probably going to be from the striker. And then I realized that when Tottenham have 50 plus possession in a game, Kane averages something like 6 shots per game. Something outrageous. It's when they play big names teams and they really sit back and they let the other team possess the ball that Kane averages like 1 or 2 goals. I'll show you real quick why I chose it. And so after looking at all that, I realized that Spurs were probably going to keep 50 plus possession against Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace aren't the best at controlling the ball. And so I assumed that they were going to win that battle. And if that was the case, I just assumed Harry Kane would come away with 6 shots, 7 shots in this game. And he did shoot a lot. And fair play to Guida. I think that's how you say his name. He was on fire. He did let that one, the goal versus Kane obviously did not help. But other than that, dude, Kane should have come away with like 3 goals in that match. Guida was on fire. Let's see. So this was 50% possession. Actually, I don't know if this one was. This was, and this was. I don't think Brighton was, and West Brom were. So you can see a huge difference when they control possession when they don't versus when they don't. I know it kind of sounds obvious, but so when I looked at that, he averages like, 3, 4, just off the top of my head, he averages like maybe 1 shot per game when they don't possess the ball and just a ton of opportunities when they do. And so I realized that. I ended up just slapping the armband on Harry Kane. I was super nervous about it, but it paid off. And as far as do I think that DCL is better for next week, I think he's better. Let me see who they have next week. I need to just double check. They play. Why am I losing it? They put Leicester. Leicester's a tough squad. Kane plays Liverpool, so I would say at least for this week I would go maybe DCL. Kane might be better. Grealish plays Villa. Where Villa at? Where Villa? I still like Jack Grealish against Burnley. I know Burnley have been playing well lately, but maybe Grealish is better. Bamford's better because they play Newcastle. Just going off the fixtures and a little bit of form. Son and Salah for next round. I think if I had a bench, if I had to guess, I would say DCL would be better than Kane and Salah. I think Son has the best opportunity to come away with a counter-attacking goal in that match. Bamford has a good fixture. Grealish, but if I had to play it safe, I'd probably just start DCL over Grealish if I had to choose. But that's tough. Those are really tough fixtures, and I would need to do more research to feel really comfortable answering that question. Because all these guys can come away with big weeks, and it wouldn't surprise me. Like if Tottenham beat Liverpool this week, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me knowing that Liverpool just tied Fulham 1-1. Do you see Dan's new buy-sell keep avoiding the two avoided the players I brought in? That's hilarious. I didn't see that one. Let's see. Alex, bro, I missed the last 3 live streams. My sleep pattern was so broke, I made the start of the last one, but I fell back asleep. Ugh. Well, I'm just glad you're here, man. Sometimes life is wild, but I'm just glad to have you here. Kobe. My team for this week: Martinez, Target. Martinez, I like. Target, I like. Reece James, I love. Chilwell. I still like Chilwell. He's on my chopping block though. Bruno, love. KDB, love. Ward-Prowse still looks pretty good. Just a set piece kind of guy. Grealish, Ings, Kane, DCL. What are my thoughts? Your front line is disgusting with Danny Ings, with Daddy Ings, Big Daddy Kane, and Daddy Calvert-Lewin. Grealish is dope. Ward-Prowse for me still is more of again, like I said, a set piece kind of guy, but they're phenomenal with set pieces, and they have a lot of big bodies to target. KDB, love. Bruno, love. For me personally, I am looking at moving on from that Chelsea double up, but I have more pressing needs in my squad. I got to figure out somehow, some way to get points for my defense. I can't keep getting these weeks where I get 2 or 3 points from my defenders. Something's got to give. I like Target. Maybe Target would be the first one to go if I had to choose, but with that squad right now, I'd probably just roll a transfer. I like it a lot, Kobe. I thought we played well in the game in patches. Silva hit the post. That would have been given him so much confidence. Facts. We have Chelsea next. I expect a loss. Nuno changed to the back 4, and we looked open. What the heck? What is that? We changed to that Wolverhampton. That back 5 is, from what I've been able to see, seems like their style of play. I haven't been able to watch too many matches. I hate to say it. I was super busy yesterday. I was stuck in a car for from 6 in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I didn't get to watch any matches yesterday. This morning I was able to watch, due to being early in the morning and broadcasting problems. I think I was only able to watch Spurs, Crystal Palace, and half of Liverpool match. So I really wasn't able to watch much. I need to go back and watch highlights after this stream is over. Let's see. Kobe. Okay, I'm 10 minutes behind. Let's catch up. We got a lot of catch up to do. Kobe bench. John Stone, KWP, Sufal, and Susek. That's a strong bench. Kyle Walker-Peters on your bench. Walker-Peters doesn't get enough love for how he's been able to deliver this season. He's doing really well, man. I wish I would have kept Kyle Walker-Peters instead of Lamptey personally. Lamptey over the last 4 weeks has got me a combined 0 points. In the last 4 weeks combined. Let's see, Moldy. This week Reece James. Kobe says Reece James at DS. I don't necessarily know if I'll get rid of Reece James. Reece James, from what I heard, looked like the best player for Chelsea yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong. I still like Reece James a lot. Diaz, maybe that sounds good. I mean, City look really good defensively, and he is going to come away with a lot of clean sheets this season, Diaz, if he continues to start week in, week out. I wouldn't be against that move, personally, but I like Reece James a lot. I'm not going to get rid of Reece James. If I get rid of anybody from Chilwell and James, it's going to be Chilwell, just strictly because of price. And I got to figure out some way to get my defense moving, man. Let's see. This week he played Sice and Cody and left out Bally. It's not settled and it doesn't feel right with the squad. Yeah, my Kilman being my fourth playing defender is definitely hurting me for not having any points off my bench for Lamptey. Yeah, Sice came back. I'm liking this recap of the game because I wasn't able to watch it. Okay, so you had that. Then we shut Grealish down like we have in all 3 games we played against him. Susek is a great bench player, but not when he scores. Yeah, that's the problem with having a good bench is you're gonna have weeks where they outscore your squad. I really need a stronger bench. Let's see. Will says switch Son for Rashford for the next 2 weeks. United is gonna use the next 2 weeks to secure 6 points versus weaker teams. They have to. Signed, sealed, delivered, period. Exclamation point. Stamp it. Send it. I don't know what any phrase is, but United need to win. Period. I think their next couple games are Sheffield and Leeds. I'm curious to see how Sheffield does at home. I'm assuming Sheffield gets some, because I know not every squad is able to have fans in attendance. I'm assuming Sheffield is. So let's see what a home crowd does for Sheffield. In my opinion, Bruno's getting the armband. Still a good run of fixtures though for United. I kind of like that. That's a cheeky shot going Son to Rashford. It might pay off this week, especially because, Tottenham played Liverpool. Wilbur, what's up? Welcome. Shea Adams is balling out, man. Shea Adams is having a great season. After he was off to a little bit of a slow start and had a lot of managers worried, but you scored, baby. Just score. Alex. Begot Diaz, Kobe. City have great fixtures. I know. I want Diaz so bad. I can't. I want to get rid of Lamptey so bad in my squad. Not that I don't think he's a great player, because he is. He's just not performing, and I can't have that in my squad. -1, 0, 1, 0, and I don't trust Brighton, and so I want to get rid of him. I want to bring in Diaz. I just need more cash. Need 877 call. Need cash now. That joke does not translate to anyone not in America. Yeah, Lamptey rough. I'm thinking about actually getting rid of Lamptey and bringing in Eric Dyer. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, rough week Venway. A lot of people had a rough week this week. Average was 52 points. A lot of people captain KDB, captain Bruno, Rashford, Mahrez. It's a tough week for a lot of people. You're not alone. And I gotta sneeze now. Man. Oh, head rush. I have him, I meant to say. Oh, you have him. Oh, you already have Diaz. Okay. If you have Diaz already, then you're good with City defense. You don't have to worry about that. I'm personally looking at bringing in Tottenham defenders right now. Tottenham are playing really well defensively, other than that goal they gave up today. I think that was their second goal they've given up in 6 game weeks. So I'm looking at maybe bringing in, if I had more money, maybe Reguilon, but I won't have that much cash. I have him, I'd say. Took out Adams for Wilson. A lot of people did, Kobe. I mean, on paper, I feel like that was, maybe not before Sheffield. I would have kept for Sheffield. But Wilson still has a good couple fixtures in front of him and a double game week, so hopefully it pays off in the long term. How do we lose versus Everton? My camera. How do we lose versus Everton? We really lacked a winger. I would like to know that because I haven't been able to watch the highlights just yet on that match. I haven't watched any highlights yet other than... what highlights did I watch? I was listening to the Chelsea game while I was driving, but I didn't get to see it. I watched the City United highlights, just the first half though. What did happen in that Chelsea match? You said it's because you lacked a winger. Christian Pulisic is still not healthy yet, I'm assuming, so that hurts because I don't think he played that game. I heard Everton looked really well disciplined. I think Mason Holgate played as a right back this week, and I heard he looked really good. So shout out to Everton for really, really answering the call in that game, man. Leeds have given up set piece goals to Susek, Ogbonna, Dan, Van Dijk, the ones I can remember. Oh yeah, the Werner one was stopped on the line from Druid. Yeah. If I was playing, if I had someone that was good off set piece and I was going up against Leeds, like who do Leeds play next? Newcastle. I don't know who's good for Newcastle, but for United, watch Harry Maguire might come away with a goal in that United match. You never know. That would Let's Talk FPL would definitely be happy about that one. Let's see. The keeper's good, but he doesn't dominate his area and is too weak. Like with De Gea when he joined United, and also with Kepa. I like their keeper. Their keeper looks solid for most parts of the game. But yeah, in times like that, he does show his weaknesses. I agree. Got to be more demanding in the air. But other than that, I thought he played a good game outside of that goal. Miss Sexy Diva says, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but what do you think of a stacked midfield of Sterling, Fernandez, KDB, and Salah, and then a cheap front three and back three of Walker, Konsa, Dallas, and Bamford, Wilson, and Watkins? I don't necessarily hate that. I feel like there's a lot of value in cheap strikers right now. You have DCL, who I don't know if you can consider him cheap anymore. He's like 8 mil. But you have Bamford, you have Shea Adams, you have Ollie Watkins, you have Wilson. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody for sure. Maybe somebody that you put. Now, there are a lot of good cheap strikers right now who are consistently returning. So I don't necessarily hate that. And as far as that stacked midfield, that midfield is nice. Your back line, you're not going cheap with Walker, so you could come away with some good returns there. Konsa is going to be hit and miss. Dallas, I'm not the biggest fan of starting Dallas. I don't think that Leeds defense is enough for me to want to have any of them in my starting 11. That's just me nitpicking your squad. But yeah, I'm not against having a cheap front line. There are a lot of cheap strikers out there who are consistently performing this season. And as long as they're performing, I see why not have them in your squad. Now, let's see. DS, Dyer, or Ogbonna? That's a question for Moldy. I'm sure you answer that later. Alex says, yeah, we don't do well without a winger. Christian Pulisic needs to get in that squad. From what I was listening on the radio to, I heard that Werner just wasn't being able to create much on that wing. That he looked a little lost, but correct me if I'm wrong, please. Pulisic, will he play? I'm not sure. Fiatra, I hope I say your name right. I'm not sure. I think it's only a matter of time before Pulisic comes in. I just think that Lampard is super cautious bringing back players. The one who has been injury prone in Christian Pulisic, and so I think they're gonna kind of just bring him in slowly so he doesn't get injured again. Because when healthy, he is such a vital part of that Chelsea attack that you can't risk him getting injured every week. So it's only a matter of time before he starts playing. I just don't know exactly when that will be, because he is needed in that Chelsea attack. All right. Alex, I watched them back after they thought they were. I watched them back after, though they were great as always. Don't know. I forgot what we were talking about there. Chelsea last 2 games without wingers, 1 goal. Chelsea last 2 games with wingers, 7 goals. Says it all. Yeah, I don't like Kai Havertz out there. I don't think Kai Havertz is. He's not a winger. I know he's doing what he can for his squad. He's doing what's best, doing whatever he can. But for me, he's a cam, and that right wing spot is just not the same with him. I think it also hurt Reece James a little bit from what I was listening to. Not having someone who could really attack at that right wing spot. You need, and Hudson-Odoi out obviously hurts as well. Alex, we never have anyone creative like a Hazard, Fabregas, or Ziyech. Ziyech, I miss him, man. I already miss him. He was playing so well before he got injured too. Moldy, I have DS, but I like both Dyer and Ogbonna. Spurs are doing well defensively. Only the keeper mistake cost them the clean sheet today. Yeah, I'm looking at bringing in Dyer too. Also, that free kick was disgusting. Dyer is actually really good at free kicks, and he hit that shot today. And what a save! But yeah, I'm actually looking at bringing in Dyer myself as well. I want to get rid of. My plan was originally to get rid of Jota for. I don't know. I'm really struggling with who I bring out Jota for. I either go in with Mahrez and hope that Mahrez starts this week, or I go cheaper and a safer route with like Bowen, and that will allow me to bring in Reguilon for Lamptey. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. I'll go into that later, but I like Dyer in your squad. I really like it. James is our best player and surely man of the match. Okay, confirmed. I like Reece James a lot. This dude could ball. I saw that he had that that free kick shot that was saved, nice save, and then that volley like a minute later, the hit post. Reece James was this close to come away with the goal in that match. Reece James can play, man. I like him a lot. He's still good value in my opinion too. Chilwell been off lately, might downgrade him to James. I think so too. If I had Chilwell and not Reece James, I'd probably do so. I think ever since Reece James has really established himself into this lineup, I think Reece James is the better pick than Chilwell, personally. I still think Chilwell is a good asset to have in your squad, but for me, if I had to choose, I'd pick Reece James over the two. Strictly because, one, I think Reece James is better. Better as far as FPL wise. Maybe even better as a player. I'm not too sure on that one. Chelsea fans, please help me out. But I'm in love with Reece James, and he's cheaper. Let's see. Question for Wilbur there. He says, should I keep him or get DS? Wilbur says Diaz is the player who will play all the games. Yeah, it seems so. It seems like Diaz is nailed on. If I had a wild card, I would drop or if I didn't have Jota injured, I would drop Chilwell to DS and I would upgrade Lamptey to a Spurs defender. That's what I would do personally with my squad. Unfortunately, I got to get rid of Jota. And I'm actually trying a new thing in FPL where I don't look at ownership. I don't look at pricing, price falls, price drops, anything like that, unless I'm really, close on cash and I can't do it. All right, Ronan. What a great name, Ronan. Could Salah still get a bonus point? He's on 22 while Wijnaldum is on 23. Let me check to see if it's been updated. It's not been updated. As far as Liverpool goes, it looks like he's tied right now on 1 bonus point. It looks like Salah has 1 bonus point at the minute. Look at that. Wijnaldum and Salah both have 23. So as of right now, Ronan, Salah has 1 bonus point. I'll take any point I can get at this moment. At this moment. I think that's a country song. So it looks like Salah has a bonus point at the moment. Good shout. And that would make me so happy. Let's see. Going back to Kobe. Kobe says, should I keep Reece James or get DS? Wilbur says, Ian Wright literally said teams are lining up to play Arsenal. What was Zaka thinking? Well, my homie, he's a huge Arsenal fan, just texted me right as the stream started and was just, Xhaka is just, what was he doing? Arsenal are, I saw a tweet too that their FDR should be upgraded to green now. Arsenal need to figure something out. I was on a guest appearance on Everything Arsenal YouTube channel this week, and I was talking about how I was curious if this Burnley match was really going to get Arsenal ticking and really get Aubameyang moving forward. And hopefully as an Arsenal supporter, this would be the game that really turns things around. No, sir. That's a negative Ghost Rider. Top Gun. Another Top Gun quote. Let's see. Wilbur, to answer that question, said that's a keep for sure. He will play all matches. Talking about Reece James. I love Reece James, man. I love Reece James. I ain't touching him on my squad. I know he came away with 1 point this week, and he came away with like 1 point last week. 5 points last week. He's just balling, man. He's a good player. He's a good player. If Mendy doesn't make that mistake, he could come away with a clean sheet in that match. And he probably comes away with bonus points too, because that guy was playing well. Let's see. Wilbur, Mendy doesn't know how to be a sweeper keeper. Only negatives. Remember that Bamford goal. I was thinking the same thing. Mendy is a phenomenal keeper, but he has a clear fault at the moment, and that would be he's nowhere at the moment as far as when it comes to that. He had the penalty he gave up this week, and the Bamford goal last week he should have done a lot better. That's where he needs to work on his game right now. I agree. I still think Mendy is a great goalkeeper. He's done so much good for Chelsea. You just got to clean some things up. Reece James crosses are epic. Reece James crosses are like Kid Cudi humming. So phenomenal. He hit the post too. Yeah, so close. My camera. Hit the post too. That was a nice volley too. Diaz will give you 6 points if there is a clean sheet. Yeah, he won't give you any bonus points. He won't give you any attacking returns from what it seems with Diaz. It seems like it's just going to be clean sheet or bust for him. But at the same time, 6 points is still nice. If he's averaging a clean sheet every other game, that's still coming away with like 4 points a match, which is not bad at all. Let's see. Vardy Vardy has 10 goals and 5 assists in 11 games. Ugh. Oh, man, my rank before Vardy played, I was up like 400k. I had a 400k green arrow, and then Vardy plays, and my arrow goes to Vardy and James Justin played, and my arrow dropped like 300k. Just Vardy has been balling out, man. Like I do some stats on him, and he scores like he had 8 goals, and 7 of those were off of penalties. And so you're thinking this guy is... I mean, he's still... I've been saying in my stream week in, week out, if I had Vardy, I wouldn't get rid of him. I just wouldn't bring him into my squad. But look at that. 10 goals, 5 assists. Every year, Vardy's balling out, man. And the worst thing is I don't have any plans to bring him in. I don't want to bring him into my squad at this point. And I keep seeing him just punish me week in and week out. Ugh. Jamie Vardy, what a legend. What a legend. Message retracted. Let's see. Alex, Chelsea will struggle without a winger. It's like when Mount and Havertz were playing well. Wing just doesn't work. Also, should I think about bringing in Mason Mount? Should Mason Mount be an option? All you Chelsea supporters out there. He's playing a lot. He's pretty cheap. And he's on a lot of set pieces. He's on corners. I would like to know you guys' thoughts on that. And yeah, they need a winger bad. Take it from me as a Barcelona supporter at the moment. Without a legit winger, it really clogs the game. Alex, I haven't watched the Barcelona match, by the way, so please don't tell me any updates on the Barcelona match from today. I'm gonna watch it either tonight or tomorrow. Alex, and I meant to watch the streams back after they were great. I appreciate that, man. I just try to, at the end of the day, I just try to make this as fun as possible, and for those who do well, a chance to celebrate, and for those who don't do well, a chance to recover and get our minds right again. And once again, I think I will be live streaming on Tuesday before the transfer deadline. Just a heads up. I'll try to get a team selection video out tomorrow morning, but I don't know if I can. It's just such a quick turnaround. Let's see. Kobe says, Alex, you know what happened to Pulisic? He wasn't even on the bench yesterday. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm interested to see what happened with Lamptey too. I know that they said that he was being rested, but he just came off a red card suspension, so he had a game off already. So I don't know. I wonder if he is hurt. Sent in my team under your recent Twitter post. Can you let me know your thoughts on it? Yes, I will. Let me log on to Twitter real quick. Give me 1 sec. Hopefully this is my FPL, not my personal one. I don't have sent in my team under your recent Twitter post. I don't see it here. Charlie. Oh yeah, I do. Sweet. Let's zoom in for the squad. Let's see. Can you please let me know your thoughts on it? Yes. How much money do you have in the bank? First off, I like to know how much money people have in the bank. I'm gonna see if you say that here in a second. Off the top of my head, you got a good bench of James Justin. I wish I had James Justin. I was even preaching how good he was at the beginning of the season. Charlie, I don't know. Charlie, if you're still here, hopefully you still are. I know I'm 9 minutes behind. I'll catch up. Yes, Chilwell. I love Chilwell, especially against Wolverhampton. No offense, Moldy, but Wolverhampton struggled to score at the moment. And so I think that is a good match for Chilwell. McCarthy's a good keeper. Arsenal are struggling as well. Ayling, I'm not the biggest Ayling fan personally. I think that there's better. I would rather upgrade and go for a bit more expensive defense, but that's just me personally. Walker Peters has been balling out this whole season. Let's see. Walker Peters, yeah. Mo Salah, captain versus Tottenham. I wouldn't captain him versus Tottenham. I'm captaining Bruno Fernandes. I don't know if you just updated that yet or not. Susek is nice. Obviously, he's been playing well this season. It makes me nervous having him in your starting 11 personally, but he's been doing well, so I can't hate him. Your front line is phenomenal. I really like I have the same front line, so I'm not against that. If I had to make a move in this squad, depending on how much cash you have, I would either try to upgrade Ayling to somebody. I don't know exactly who at that price. Maybe I don't think you'd have enough money to go to DS. I don't know if you'd have enough money I don't know if you want to go for that double up with Reece James or not. But I would look to upgrade. Ailing personally. Other than that, I think as far as your attackers, I would get rid of Susek personally. That's just me, but I'm not against having him in your squad at all. You can see how his production this season. Everyone else in your front seven is phenomenal. Everyone else is phenomenal. You're not having any city attackers, yes, but the only city attackers I want are KDB and Mahrez. Mahrez is too much as a big rotation risk. So, yeah, for me, I would just look to get rid of Ailing. Or maybe even roll the transfer. Ailing is playing Newcastle. I don't necessarily see a clean sheet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. I would just roll it or get rid of Ailing. That's what I would do. Hopefully, you're still here and you saw that. I hope so. If you come back, actually, I don't think you're still here. I think you might have moved on. Let me just answered it on the chat. Sorry for taking long to respond. Hopefully, are you still here? Let me make sure. Hopefully, you were still there. If not, I will revisit or comment on this post later. I'm a slow typer. And then I'll put the 100 and a prayer emoji. Bless. Stay blessed. All right. Yeah, I don't think he's still here, so hopefully he gets to that later. Let's see. Where am I at now? Wow, Southampton in 4th after 12 game weeks. Southampton and West Ham are balling out this year. Big ups to them, man. Big ups. Foysal, what do you think of this team? Martinez, Love, Chilwell, I like a lot. Ailing, I think I just talked about that. I'm not the biggest Dallas and Ailing fan, but I get it. Cresswell's a beast. That left foot's great. Son is dope. Grealish is dope. Bruno's dope. KDB dope. Salah, phenomenal. DCL, dope, man. I think that is a solid squad. I don't necessarily know if I would make any transfers with that. The only thing that I would do personally is I would look to move Ailing, but I wouldn't be forced to move Ailing. You know what I mean? I don't know how many better options there are around that price. Maybe I just hold. I think that squad is nice. Nice. Make me really jealous about it. Where we at? He isn't ready yet, Kobe. He could be back in the next game week or two. Talking about Pulisic. So maybe Pulisic is back in the next week or two. He is on my radar, but not somebody I'm picking into my squad at this moment. Especially because I don't want triple Chelsea personally. Havertz has to adapt to Premier League football. Plus, he had COVID and immense symptoms from it. Plus, he's 21 and still young. I like Kai Havertz a lot. I think he's going to be a really good player. I just don't like him on the wing. I think as a cam, I think he is really good. I agree. He's had COVID this year. He had to recover from that. Obviously, adapting to the Premier League is not easy for anyone, let alone a 21-year-old. So, I still think the future is bright with Kai Havertz. I just don't like him on the wing, personally. Dan Taylor, should I transfer out James Justin for Stones or Lamptey? I think if I had James Justin, now would be the time I got rid of him. I think he has a tough run of fixtures moving forward. Let me just fact check to see who he's playing next week. He's got Everton. Everton are good, as we all know. He come away with a clean sheet and no one would be surprised. But in my opinion, I would look to move on from him. I would probably go with Stones. I would go with Stones. Hopefully he plays. I don't know how long. I'd probably go Stones. I just like that City defense a lot. Lamptey for me is somebody I'm looking to move out from my squad. I'm just worried about rotation with Stones. That's my only thought. But I think if I had James Justin, now's the time I look to move on from him. Charlie says, does he not read these comments? Hopefully. This is why I can't get so far behind in my this is why I can't get so far behind, because then this happens. You think he's responded? My camera. I wonder if he's responded. It doesn't look like he's responded. Sorry it takes me so long. I'll do my best to I'm 12 minutes behind. All right, I got to speed up. I really can't be so far behind on these. I thought Salah had none. Please give me them 2 points. I'll take a bonus point from Salah any day. Give me at least having 1 is nice. I think he's still on 1, right? I think you'll end up having 1 at this point. Now that it's been updated, he is on... Yeah, he's going to have 1 bonus point at the moment. Please hold on to that. Please. I love that. Miss Sexy Diva says, I've made my decision. I'm going to downgrade Wilson to a 4-5, then add Son in the midfield and play Son, Bruto, KDB, Sterling, and Grealish. Oh my gosh. Then when Liverpool get West Brom in Game Week 15, he goes in for Bruno. Woo! That is a nice squad. That is a nice squad moving forward, Miss Sexy Diva. Big fan of that. Big fan of that midfield. Alex, Arsenal or a mess? Championship side next season. Yeah. Arsenal are struggling heavy. Arsenal is struggling. Something's got to give. I don't know what's happening there, but yeah. Arsenal players play with emotions. Yeah. I thought Lacazette was going to score in this game too. He had a good look. Got to put it away. Ronan has made my night. It had Salah on 22 points either and no bonus. Yeah, shout out Ronan. Shout out Ronan for really coming clutch with that extra bonus point for Salah. Speak it into existence, baby. Miss Sexy Diva, Salah goes in. Yeah, when Salah gets West Brom at 15, man. Woo. That might be the game he goes off and gets another double-digit haul. Let me see. Because he got Tottenham this week. Crystal Palace, I think, is going to be a good match for him too. But that West Brom, Newcastle, Southampton, Burnley, 4 in a row. That could be nice, man. Just hopefully there's not too much rotation going in. Let's see. His penalty was rubbish. Was a bit lucky to score. That, I'm not going to lie. Keeper did really well holding his spot, thinking Salah was going to do exactly what he did. Shout out the keeper. Just got to finish the play. Alex, keep on texting my mate Arsenal versus Wycombe next year. Could you imagine? If a top 6 squad for real went down in this time? That would be wild to say the least. Brilliant May, I wouldn't be surprised at this rate. Good banter from Chelsea supporters here. Ronan, thanks. Yeah, this is my Irish name. I'm from Ireland. Sick. I hear Ireland's so nice. So nice. That solid extra might have saved my skin. Will take me to 50 with him and captain. Ooh, not the worst week, but still thinking it could be a lot worse earlier today. Especially after it was 0-0 at halftime. If I was a solid captainer, I would have been sweating after that 0-0 at halftime. Shout out to Fulham, man. Shout out Fulham. Really played hard today. They deserve a point. They deserve that. But, yeah, taking you to 50 is 50 sounds a lot better than 48. Big time. Let's see. Wilbur, DCL is such a sneaky player. Just uses his body well. DCL is figuring out how to become a really I'm excited to see his progression in the next couple of years as well. Let's see. Best Jota replacement. I have no money in the bank. Let me check it real quick. Because I'm currently on the same situation. So I'll try to be fast because I'm behind on comments. I don't know why my transfers... Is my Wi-Fi going out? Somebody unplug my Wi-Fi? I'm on 3 bars. It's not the worst. Not the best. Let's see. Going to midfielders. I need to go by price. You don't have any cash in the bank and you're at about, let's say 7-3 just so I can get more people in your squad. You won't be able to get Madison or Greenwood. I wouldn't like either. Madison today with 2 goals though, so shout out Madison. Bergvine, I don't necessarily like Bergvine in my squad. Torres is too much rotation risk, but plays well when he plays, so shout out him. Lo Celso, not enough in FPL for me to really warrant. Mason Mount, I don't know if I would go Mason Mount, but it could be a good shout. He's pretty much guaranteed starting time while for quite some time actually. I think now that Ziyech is hurt, I think Mount is Lampard loves Mount, so I think he stays in for a while. I wouldn't want Harvey Barnes. I wouldn't want Foden. Redmond today with a goal. I like Redmond as a player, but I don't know about FPL wise. I think Bowen might be your best shout there so far. I think Bowen is a good player. He's on set pieces. That left foot is what dreams are made of. That's a Kid Cudi humming. That left foot is. Not Traore. Maybe. How much longer is Barkley out for? Still out, so I want to get at Barkley just yet. I think Rafinha is a really good player as well. I think Rafinha for Leeds is nice. He has really good non-penalty expected goals. He creates a lot of opportunities for his teammates. He gets a good amount of shots off, and Leeds create a lot. I think Rafinha could be a good pick. I don't know what his exact price is, but Ezzy looked good today, but I wouldn't want him either. Wilcott, nah. Nah, 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 nah. The Rock Wild Arm, Method Man, Red Man. Let's see. That's probably who I would be to go. Personally, I would say I like Rafinha a lot. There he is, 5.4. And it'll save you a lot of cash. You can float around in other places. So for me personally, I think the two best are either Bowen or Rafinha. In my opinion, that's where I would go. All right. Ooh, there we go. 55 points. Let's go. And I'll have 2 off the bench. Basuma with 2. How clutch is that, man? 55. Salah officially got the extra bonus point. Clap for him. Salah was officially awarded the bonus point, so I have no complaints with that. Harry Kane came away with a 3. Woo! That is nice. That saves me from a very dreadful defense and that 2-1 and 0 and Jota not playing. All right. Now let's see. Where we at? We had best Jota replacement. So that would be my best Jota replacement corn path. As I would say, I really like Rafinha a lot at that price, and maybe it'll allow you to have it'll give you a lot of money to float around in other places in your squad, or maybe even get another like Bowen in your on your bench. In my opinion, that's just off of what I'm thinking at this moment. There might be better options. I'll have a better answer on Tuesday, but as of right now, that's who I would say. Fiatra says, hopefully I said your name right, got 41 points. Will Pulisic play against Wolverhampton? It doesn't sound like Pulisic will play against Wolverhampton. I got to catch up on these comments. All right, blow through them. I don't know if Pulisic plays against Wolverhampton. It doesn't seem so. If he does, I would guess he gets 45 minutes. So I think it's still too early to bring Pulisic in. 41 points. We recover for Tuesday. Ronan says, yeah, me too. Feeling a lot happier now more than I got 50. 50 is officially in the books, Ronan. Sweet. Did I not captain Salah? I did not captain Salah. I ended up captaining Harry Kane at the last minute. I did a lot of research, and essentially my research said that Crystal Palace give up a lot of goals to strikers. When Tottenham have 50-plus possession in a match, Harry Kane averages about 6 shots per game. And I figured that Tottenham would have 50-plus percent possession in that match. Holy tongue twister. And so I figured Harry Kane would have a better day than Mo Salah would. And so I rolled the dice, went with Kane. I was super nervous, but ended up paying off. It goes back to my new philosophy on choosing a captain is predicting the game. Trying. I don't know. I got lucky. Alex says he would say no to Mount. He doesn't put up numbers. So he starts, but he doesn't put up numbers, says Alex. Let's keep ludicrousing speed past this. If Salah gets a bonus point, I'm on 62. 62 it is, baby. Shout out Waterboy. 62. That's a terrible Waterboy impression. 62. That's still not good. He got 1 point, Kobe. Let's go. Refresh my stream. Thank you so much, Moldy. Bonus points. Yeah, it's so sweet. I love when they get added and it's on my captain. All right. Tom Pierce, 71 points all out. Not a bad game week. I love the humbleness there. 71 points is a great game week. That's going to have a nice green arrow for you, I'm assuming, depending on where your rank is. 71 points. That is a great game week for you. Tom, that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. That is so sick. I'm jealous. Very jealous. I'm hoping I can get 70 next week. Phenomenal week for you, Tom. Hopefully you can do the same thing on Tuesday. All right. Kobe, Bruno or KDB captain? I would captain KDB. I would captain De Bruyne over Bruno. KDB has West Brom. Assuming he plays in that match, I think KDB is the best captaincy pick this week. That price range 7 and under is brutal. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. They're few and far between. I would even argue like outside of Son in that midfield, it's really hard to find a solid player that starts week in and week out. Bowen looks like he could come good. I like Bowen a lot. So does Magnus Carlsen. He's smarter than I am. He's had Bowen on his team for a few weeks now. I don't stock his squad. You're a good guy answering everyone's questions, reading their comments. You will be here all night when you game. I was thinking about that too. If I do get more viewers on these streams, how am I going to be able to answer all these questions? Because I want to answer everyone's questions. Period. If you come onto this chat and you have a question, I'm gonna answer it. So how am I going to do that if ifs were fists, we'd all be lit. But I'll still do my best to answer every question. I'll just have to speed through it like I am right now. Have Lamptey on the bench. Yeah, I got Lamptey on the bench. My camera. Have Lamptey on the bench. I got Busu. I have nobody coming in for Lamptey. How rough is that? Were you talking about your earlier comment? I don't think so. Yeah, Lamptey on the bench. Lamptey for me, last 4 weeks combined 0 points. He looks really good when he plays. It's just that Brighton squad I don't trust so much. You got a great community here. I love the best part about me live streaming is you guys that come in and week out, and man, you guys make it so fun. I'm blessed to have such a great streaming community here. Let's see. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I don't know if I'm worthy to be an FPL mates in the same sentence as FPL mate. That guy is absolutely balling out as a content creator right now, but I'll take being in that conversation. That guy's incredible graphic design too, man. He makes mine look like Chump, man. Chump Bucket. Chum Bucket? Yeah, Chum Bucket. Shout out Plankton one time. We need a collab. I would love to do a collab. I'm down to do a collab with any and every person who comes. Well, not everybody. I always want to see what people are like, but I would love to do a collab. That would be sweet. Flood his DMs for me. James should have had so many more points. He could have had a lot more points. Hit the post. Great save from the keeper on a free kick. This dude is... Reece James is so good. It's only a matter of time before he really starts taking over and getting a lot of points week in and week out. Actually, he's actually been doing that the whole season, actually, since Gameweek 6. 8-6-2, 8-6-5-1. Big fan of Reece James, man. Big fan of Reece James. Let's see. Check played in the development squad, keeping him ready in case Mendy injured, so Kepa doesn't ruin our season. Yeah, I heard when Mendy got injured right before he got that penalty against him, right? That hurt his arm. And as soon as if Mendy goes out and Kepa comes in, I wish I as a human being, I really hope that Kepa turns around and becomes a great goalkeeper. I really, really hope so. As an FPL manager, if he becomes keeper of Chelsea again, bye-bye Chilwell. Also, who's on your bench? So on my bench, James, I have Kilman, Basuma, and Stroik, and Steer. Probably the worst bench you will see out of any FPL manager out there. An absolutely horrible bench. Kilman's going to come on to me for Lamptey, except for he didn't play, or Stroik didn't play. I have to fix my bench as soon as possible. The only especially because Christmas fixtures are here, and so December. I hate saying Christmas fixtures. December fixtures are here, and it's going to be so back to back. You need a strong bench, and unfortunately, with Jota being injured, I can't take a -4 to take out Kilman and bring in somebody who's not probably going to play in my squad. But I need to fix this bench problem ASAP. ASAP, Rocky. Ronan, yeah, I see you in Dan's chat too, Moldy. Love them both. Great. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. FPL mate's balling out, man. He went from like 800 subscribers preseason to just an absurd amount right now. Unreal. Jake Jones, what's up, man? Jake Jones. Who? Jake Jones. Thoughts on Greenwood? Can't afford for option as a cover. I don't think Greenwood is the best shout. Personally, I still love his potential. I still think he's a great player, and anytime he touches the ball, I just realized I got massive hair coming through my hat. Anyway, I think Greenwood is so lethal whenever he has a ball at his feet. I just worry that Cavani, Martial, and Rashford is going to really take away from him getting enough playing time for me. If I was looking for United cover, I would probably look at Cavani then Rashford, probably. But I also wouldn't force United coverage, but that's me. If Greenwood starts week in and week out at that price range, he's going to skyrocket in selection rate. So I think, in my opinion, I don't necessarily think Greenwood would be the way to go. But, yeah. Mystery Enigma, that's a tough one, Jake Jones. I really wish I could answer better. Hopefully I'll have a better answer for you on Tuesday. If Cavani is healthy, I'd probably pick him. If not, I'd go Rashford. I don't know if Greenwood is necessarily one that I would want in my squad at this moment. But it's somebody I'll always have an eye on. Always have an eye on. Mystery Enigma, how many Don points did you get? What's up, Mystery Enigma? How many points did I get? I ended up with 57. 57. I got 2 points coming off the bench for Jota. My 1 week punt, my 1 week Modelo time punt with Diogo Jota did not pay off. And I will never make an early transfer again. See how strong I am. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. But, yeah, I ended up with 57. 57. Not bad considering my defense got me 3 points combined. Shout out Martinez, too. What a king. Let's see. Moldy says, yeah, I'm on over there, Ronan. It is hard work. Don got to get the big number soon. If it happens, it happens, man. That'd be sweet. I just, I don't know. I just keep working and try to produce the best content I can. Until then, I honestly love having, I don't know, I just love doing this. And I just lost my chat. There it is. Now I got to catch up. I'm trying hard to catch up. I'm really working. Here we go. Rowan, what's up, bro? I finished 51. Red arrow down to 700K. Oof. Should I move Son to Fernandez? Rowan, I'd rather take questions from you, man. 700K, that's pretty good. In my opinion, it's hard for me to move on from Son. If you look at their next fixtures, after they have Liverpool, they have a really good run of fixtures there outside of maybe Leicester, Wolverhampton, or have a good defense. I love Bruno Fernandes. I know Son is having a phenomenal season, but I'd still rather have Bruno over Son. But it all depends too if you can have the extra 1 mil, whatever it is right now, 1.2, I don't know how much it is, to have Son instead of Fernandes, and that can allow you to bring in somebody else who I will. If that 1.2 is spent well somewhere else, I'd probably say Son. But for now, I love Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is he's going to have a 200 plus point season this year. And I guess Son will too, but that's hard. For me, I would choose Bruno. And that's 14 minutes late, so you might not even be here anymore. Josh, I could have Bruno, Salah, KDB, and Son, but I would have to take out Kane. Who do you think I should? I would not get rid of Kane at this moment. I would personally, as you see, in my opinion, I wouldn't get rid of Kane for anybody. My original plan was to get rid of Kane and bring in KDB, but at this moment, I'd rather have Kane and save that extra 1 mil. But if I really, really wanted that squad, I would probably. You still have Son as coverage, so it's not the worst thing in the world if you have Son. He's still going to get a lot of points. It's going to be very similar to what Harry Kane gets, but for me, I'd rather have Kane in my squad. I think he's one of the top dogs to have. But again, if you think that midfield looks disgusting. Maybe it's the right choice. I don't know. I hope that helps. It does. I feel like I'm kind of beating around the bush, but I wouldn't get rid of Kane. I wouldn't do it. Mr. Enigma says, what do you think of this? Ziyech, but again, if you think that's best for your squad, do it. Mr. Enigma, what do you think of this? Ziyech and Chilwell out for Bruno and Reece James for -4 hit. I love that. Get it done. Over with. Bring in Bruno, bring in Reece James, and you don't have to worry about those two for a long time probably. Unless, of course, injury, COVID, whatnot. But I love that. I would absolutely pull the trigger on that. Miss Sexy Diva, I'm going to go to bed now, so I'm so tired from this week, from this tough week. Have a good stream and see you on the next stream. Thank you so much for showing up, Miss Sexy Diva. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good, I was going to say week, but we're back on Tuesday. Have a good night's rest. Sounds like a good move, Mr. Enigma. I agree. Amador says, should I play my free hit next game week? I have 6 players, Liverpool versus Tottenham. I would personally wait and save my free hit for a double game week. We're gonna have a few double game weeks here in the next, I think like 5 or 6 game weeks now. We're gonna have a lot of people playing in the double game week. City are gonna have a double game week. United are gonna have a double game week in that time. So a lot of big names will be playing 2 games. So I would probably save my free hit for that match. I know that 6 players in that Liverpool Tottenham isn't the best thing in the world, but I would still just roll the dice and play my free hit later. But I could. Surely at least 1 or 2 of your 6 players comes away with a big performance in that match and 3 bonus points, hopefully. But I'm waiting to save my free hit for a double game week. Bowen is class when he played West Ham. He had Alex Telles on toast. Buttered toast, Ed and Eddie reference. Never thought that would come into the FPL Don's channel. I like Bowen a lot. I've liked him as a player for quite some time. As an FPL asset, he's really looking to be worth his money, especially considering how cheap he is. 67 points for me. Sana, welcome. 67 points for me. How did you do? I ended up with 57, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I ended up with 57. I got 2 points coming up with Jota. My captaincy switched to Harry Kane. Ended up paying off in the end. But 67 points, phenomenal week for you, Sana. That is awesome. I'm happy for you. That is awesome. My camera. Jota replacements, Neto or Gross? I would probably go Neto. I know the Gross is on penalties right now, but I don't like that Brighton attack. I think Neto is a good option. Moldy is here himself. He might have answered it already, But I think Neto and Podence for me, if Wolverhampton are going to score, is most likely going to be one of those two. So I would go those route. They look really good in my opinion, those two, man. I would save it. You'll need it for double gamers. I agree with Moldy. Alex, yes, up to 60 points. Huge week for Alex. That is awesome. That is awesome. Kobe says 56 points, but have target with a 5 coming off the bench for Jota. Oh, 61 for Kobe. Everyone doing big numbers right now. I'm a little jealous. Little jealous. I wonder if that guy's... I forgot his name. I wonder if he's responded to my tweet yet. I'm going to check it out. If Charlie's responded. He has not responded. Also, I'll have to respond to him on Twitter then. Let's see. Do I do DCL to Adams and Mars to KDB for -4, or do I do a -8 DCL to Watkins, Mars to KDB, and Zuma to Vestergaard? I still like DCL in my squad, but if you want to bring in KDB, that's not the worst shot. I still think DCL and Mars are good players to have. I wouldn't necessarily get rid of them. But I like bringing in KDB. That guy is a truth. I don't necessarily I wouldn't go a -8 to go bring in Watkins, KDB, and Vestergaard. I would probably still keep Zuma over Vestergaard personally, especially because Southampton have 2 really tough fixtures next, right? They have Arsenal. Okay, so they have one tough fixture. You never know with Arsenal, but you know. Then they have. Why don't I not see Southampton? Why am I slacking? And Man City. So I would just keep Zuma. I would keep Zuma. I would if I was gonna do anything, I wanted to bring in KDB. I would go ahead with that -4. I wouldn't do the -8 personally. Corn Path, thanks a lot, man, for your reply on Jota replacement question I asked earlier. Sorry it took me so long, man. Sorry it took me so long. I gotta rush through these comments faster. Vardy and Justin saved my week after I captained Mane. End of the week was 66 points after getting a captaincy blank is huge. That is great week. Blah 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 blah. That is huge. And yeah, I'm so jealous of all Vardy and James Justin owners. I don't know why I didn't have James Justin on my team from the very beginning. I knew he was going to be good. I was just worried about Castagna and Ricardo Pereira, who are still hurt. Hopefully they get healthy soon. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think Kepa wants to play for Chelsea either. He played well for Spain and can't save a shot for Chelsea. Yeah, he plays well for Spain, which is crazy too. I really hope the best for Kepa. I hope he figures out and becomes a great keeper. All right, let's see. Do I think KDB will be rested for next game? If I had to take a guess, I would say that. When is the next Champions League match? I'm gonna check the next Champions League match real quick. Hopefully I'm not on. Let me make sure. Okay, cool. I'm there. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know when the next Champions League match. So we have the break after December, right? Because Frank Lampard that said Champions League is broken down into 2 times, both before December and after December, something like that. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but I don't think KDB gets rested. But it is worrying. At this point, any city attacker is worrying. But the crazy thing is you think that all these rotations are happening, but in the game he doesn't really sub anybody out from what I've seen. But I don't know. I don't want to speculate on KDB being rested or not. Also made comments about manager not having confidence in him. From my time playing sports, the worst thing that could happen to one of the worst things that can happen to a player is when your manager or any coach gives up on you. Once your coach gives up on you, it's over. You don't play with any confidence. You don't want to even play anymore. You're going through the motions. The absolute worst thing that can happen to a player is your coach losing faith in you. Love you, Don. I appreciate that, Willie. I appreciate that, man. Man, girl, I don't know. Willie. I appreciate that, Willie. That means a lot. Honestly, it means a lot. Alex says, FPL mate only had 800 subs preseason. Yeah. He was at 800. He was at like 850, something like that. I remember because he tweeted something out that he was really close to getting 1K. And then, yeah, he didn't have 1,000 subscribers before season at least before season started. He did because he made videos that went off. But yeah, he only had 800 some subscribers at the end of last season. Shout out to him, doing absolutely well. Kobe says, can't wait until Mason Gunwood starts banging them in again week out. Mason Greenwood is a baller when he plays. Dude, he is. Anytime he has the ball at his feet, you think he's gonna shoot, and with how good of his conversion rate he is, you're thinking he's gonna score. So it's only a matter of time. But until then, I'm patiently waiting. Shout out 50 Cent. We're all playing Pep Roulette. You would hope so. I agree. Right now, my current thoughts on bringing in a Diogo Jota replacement is going to be Riyad Mahrez, and I just hope that he plays. Because if Riyad Mahrez doesn't play, I'm have Bazuma coming off my bench again. But Mahrez is probably who I go for this week. But that Pep Roulette is what nightmares are made of, man. Shout out Pusha T. Jake Jones. Who? Jake Jones. I'm going to say that every time I see your name, Jake Jones. Osmosis Jones. Another great show. 58 points with an extra 17 points on the bench. Whoa, that is a deep squad you have. A deep squad. Unreal. Alex says, I'm doing better. All right, so I'm really catching up on comments here. Here we go. So what's the scenario? I want Mahrez, but he gets rotated. I actually think Mahrez has been playing a lot this season. If we look at Mahrez, let me go to him real quick. That's not how you spell his name. If we look at Mahrez this season, he's gotten 70 plus minutes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 60 plus minutes in 9 out of his last 10 matches. 9 out of his last 10 matches, Mahrez has started. So he's starting more than we think. I think we're just accustomed to him being benched a lot. I think also with him getting subbed out in the 62nd minute, it makes it more favorable that he might start this weekend or on Tuesday or Wednesday whenever he plays. I think I'm just gonna bring in Mahrez and just hope for the best. I would still have like 0.6 in the bank, and after that, after this week, then I would drop Kilman and bring in like Taylor so I can have some decent coverage on my bench instead of a 0. Anders, shout out Workaholics. Anders says Vardy and Mahrez to Bamford and KDB, no loss. I think so. I think I would do that. I mean, Vardy's the second highest scoring striker in the league this season. He's absolutely on a tear. I think Moldy said it earlier. He has like 10 goals and 5 assists already. So it'd be hard for me to get rid of Vardy if I had him. But fixtures favor KDB and Bamford, and Mahrez is a rotation risk. Maybe not a rotation risk, but I like KDB more than I like Mahrez. And Bamford, for his price, is scoring a lot. I honestly say I would do that. I would go ahead and do that personally. But if you were to hold Vardy and Mahrez, I would completely understand. But for me, I'm a big fan of KDB. So outside of losing Kane, Bruno, I love KDB, man. I love KDB. All right, it's either that's what I would do, Anders. Hopefully that helps. He also Anders then says Vardy and Mahrez to Bamford. Oh yeah. So hopefully you're still here because that was like 9 minutes ago. In my opinion, I would say that is a good call. But again, if you were to keep Vardy and Mahrez, I wouldn't be upset. But KDB, dude, KDB is world class. He's got to be one of the top 5 players in the world, in my opinion. Jake Jones says it's either I get rid of Son for Fernandez, or downgrade Son to like a Greenwood and getting Kane. I don't necessarily like bringing in Greenwood at this point. I don't think he's playing enough for me to warrant having him in my squad. Of course, he could start any given week, and if he starts, he has a great chance of scoring. But for me, I'd rather stick with. I don't like having someone I'm not sure is going to start week in and week out on my. Let me check, because I don't know. I don't know exactly how long Cavani is out for. Let's see what it says here. It just says I need to go to here. Let me go to this. Website's more better for me. Shout out, let's see. Cavani doesn't say anything, so it looks like he's healthy now. And he's gonna drop some price. I don't necessarily know if I would go for. Where's Greenwood at? Greenwood has gotten 45 plus minutes the last 3 game weeks. He's getting a decent amount of shots off. Not many have attempted assists, but if it were me, I would kind of stay clear of. Why am I out here? I would kind of stay clear of Greenwood until he gets consistent time, and starts looking better than he is at the moment. But that's me. I think I'd rather just go Son to Bruno. Rowan says I'm still here, but it's a hard decision. I think I might do the move for Bruno. I love Bruno. I think Bruno is. Well, my camera goes off. It squeaked again. I think Bruno's top dog, man. He is so good. And still at his price range, I think he is an absolute steal, even at his price range right now. But it's tough. Yeah. Hopefully I'll have better answers on Tuesday for the stream. Stones for Cresswell. I don't necessarily know if I'll get rid of Cresswell at this moment, but I could see... I still like Cresswell moving forward, but I think bringing in Stones is a good shout. I think so. Let me just... squeaked again. I'm just... My only worry with Stones is that I don't know if he's going to be playing week in and week out. The only defender that I would like from Man City at this moment would be Diaz. I think Walker's dope. I think Cancelo is dope. Their playing time worries me too much. So Diaz would probably be the only one that I would go for. But 4.8, if he plays, man, that is such a good price. I'd probably still keep Cresswell. Sean, I've only done a -8 hit this week. Hey, improvement, baby. Let's go. At least I've not done another 24. So your name is Kobe. You dropped the -8 and the -24. Shout out Kobe one time, man. Rest in peace. Hey, -8. That's not bad for you. That is not bad for you, man. I love the adrenaline rush that you get week in and week out. Anders, hopefully I answered your question. Hopefully you're still here for that question, Anders. This is why I got to catch up on comments so it's not so far behind. Yeah, if you're here, to Moldy's point, if you're here and you ask a question, I apologize. It takes me a long time to answer some of these questions just because I really have to do some research and really look into some things, and it gets me behind on comments. But hopefully I find a way in the future to get better at this. Let's see. Great video again, man. I appreciate that, Dylan. My team at the moment: Martinez, Love, Zuma, Dope, Festegard, Chilwell, Kilman. Kilman's your fifth, so you're fine there. Oh no, Kilman's your fourth. Oh yeah, Kilman's your fourth. Kilman's your fifth because you got Dallas. Grealish, Bruno, KDB, Salah, Susek, Adams, DCL, Bamford. Two free chances and 0.8 in the bank. Ooh, you got a lot of good things to work with right now. If I were you and I was looking at your squad, I would maybe drop Kilman down to like a 3.9 defender just because I don't know if I would do that though. That's nice. I think your squad is deep. A lot of great players on there. I'm very jealous. I don't even know what I would do with that. You can't roll a transfer. Maybe that is nice. That is a nice squad. Maybe get Dallas up to Reece James. Maybe that's what I would do. But you got a lot of things you could do with that, man. Kobe says prediction for the Spurs-Liverpool game. 1-1. 1-1. I haven't done enough research on it, so I can't really comment further on it. But I just feel like we're not going to see too many goals. I feel like Spurs are really going to park the bus and make Liverpool dance around them and try to get creative with their goal. And Spurs get a counterattack. Let me hold on. Let me see some NFL scores real quick. Come on, Niners. San Francisco. Not the best day. Dang. Yeah, I would say 1-1 at this moment. I'll do some more research and see if I can get better. Moldy says Potence played well yesterday. He went on a mad rant on Instagram after the game. Is it still there? Was it an actual post? Ooh, I gotta check that out. After I catch up on comments, I'm gonna check that out. Let me screenshot this so I don't forget. I like Potence as a player. Potence is a nice player. Potence is a really, really nice player. James, 58 points, but I took Justin out for Dyer. Oh. That's rough. Dyer was so close too. Dyer was this close to coming away with the goal as well at the end, and that would have oof. Yeah, I can't say I hate that move bringing out Justin for Dyer. I think that's a good move. Just unfortunate, and that's just the way FPL the dice roll sometimes, huh? But dang. Amon, what's up? Amon says Werner for Jesus. It's only a matter of time before Werner starts clicking. He doesn't have the best goal conversion rate, which does scare me right now. But his non-penalty expected goal involvement is high. He gets into really good positions. He's fast. It's his goal conversion that worries me. But at the same time, Jesus has Aguero coming back, so you can even put Torres up there. So Jesus for me is too much of a rotation. Too much rotation for me to warrant that much cash for Jesus. So I think that's a good shout to bring in Werner. It's only a matter of time. I say this. I feel like I've said this for like 2 weeks now with Werner. It's only a matter of time before Werner comes away with a double-digit haul. He's doing everything right. He just has to finish now. And him playing on the wing, I don't know if that affects him. I want to look more into him playing on the wing versus him as a striker. But if Pulisic comes back, it only helps Werner. Should I put Welbeck in for Mitro? I would get rid of Mitro. I would get rid of Mitrovic for sure. 100. I don't know if Welbeck would be my answer. I'd probably go with more Ollie Watkins or Shea Adams or Bamford if you don't have him yet. But I think Welbeck's a good player, man. But I would for sure get rid of Mitro. I'll say that. Jota and Vardy out. Bruno and Wilson in for a -4. Jota and Vardy out. Bruno and Wilson in for a -4. Yes, I would do it. Absolutely. 100%. 100% Mahad. Kobe says Luke Shaw could be a differential and he has Sheffield next year. He come away with 3 bonus points too, right? Why did Alex tell us not play in the game? I was super busy this weekend, so I couldn't catch up on these things, but I'm not against bringing Luke Shaw on your team against Sheffield United. That is for sure. Amon says, Don, you're the best. I appreciate that, man, as I squeak. That honestly means a lot to me. Seriously, it means an absolute world to me. Thank you so much. Gary Hendricks, who's in first place in Donatello's mini league, if I'm not mistaken. I'm on 68 points. I think I may have some more points to come from the bench. How do you do this? Week in and week out, Gary Hendricks, a.k.a. Gary Coleman, is balling out. Gary, you're on fire, man. You got to teach me your ways. Aubameyang finally scored from open play. Time to bring him in. Ugh. What is up with Aubameyang, man? I'm such a big Aubameyang fan, but that was Arsenal season in a nutshell today. Was Jota getting the red card and Arsenal getting an own goal against them and losing 1-0 to Burnley. Rough, man. Rough. Best 5.4 or below defender for the next few game weeks. Let me check real quick. I really got to speed through these again. I know I'm saying that a lot right now, but let's go. Defenders at 5 point. Let's go 5.2. Price. Not Bellerin. Not Aurier. I still think Crespo's a good player. It's 5.2 though. Seiss is back. If Moldy's here, he could comment further on Seiss, but I still think their schedule is too tough for me to really warrant bringing him in. Let's see. James Justin, no. There's a huge gap right there, between that 5.1 and everybody else. Let's see. Not Dunk, not Lamptey. Mason Holgate, I heard, looked really good at right back. I think he might be a decent shot, but he has a tough run of fixtures too. If Stones gets consistent playing time, for sure. Luke Shaw, as we just met, was it Alex just mentioned, or was it Kobe? I can't remember who mentioned it. Yeah, it was Kobe. Luke Shaw could be a differential depending on Alex Telles, but I don't know what's up with Alex Telles. Lindelof, they have a decent run of fixtures. They can come away with some clean sheets. Konsa is a decent shout. Marcel, Walker Peters has been balling out all season. I think there's some good at the 4-5 range now that we've dropped. I wouldn't want maybe Ailing. I'm not necessarily the biggest Ailing fan. Klein is playing right now, but I don't know if I want Crystal Palace at their schedule. Sioux Fall. Those are the ones off the just scrolling through real fast that I would say. But it's really tough picking. I personally can't figure out defenders right now. So until I figure out defenders, I'm just gonna leave that comments for somebody else because I can't figure it out. I keep getting these 3-point performances from my whole defense. Something's got to give. Let's see. Maris to Jota and Watkins to Brewster for -4. Maris to Jota and Watkins to Brewster. Yeah, that would. Oh, Jota to Maris. I thought you were pranking me. Jota to Maris and Watkins to Brewster. I don't know if Brewster's not going to do anything when you play him though. That's the only problem. Brewster's not going to score. He's just a 1.2 point kind of guy. And but Jota's got to go because he's hurt. So if Mahrez starts this week, I like Mahrez over Watkins, no question. But it would be tough for me to do a -4. But I would at this moment, as a knee-jerk reaction, I might say that is a good call. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know better on Tuesday. But yeah, Watkins are going to be these cheap strikers you're going to have to be patient with. They're not going to score every week. Going to take a few weeks off, but Dyer after Liverpool. Yeah, Dyer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Dyer. I'm currently looking at bringing in Dyer myself after that Liverpool match. He's probably going to come in. I'm hoping to bring him in for Lamptey, but I'm not entirely sure yet. What is that on my camera? But yeah, Dyer. Great shout, James. Great shout. Brewster is so bad right now. Yeah, he can't figure it out. My camera. Alex, got rid of him 2 weeks ago when he messed the pin and got a disallowed goal. That was a frustrating weekend for any Ollie Watkins owners. Alex, I would be starting him. Moldy out. I wouldn't be starting him. I would be starting Susek. Only way I could afford Mahrez. It's not the worst way to go, man. Not the worst way to go. Susek has a lot of good players around him. They create West Ham. I think create a lot of options. If I'm not creating, as far as shot creation actions per 90, they're like top 3. Should I fact check myself? Yeah, I gotta fact check myself. I can't just keep throwing things out like that. Let's see. We're still on Harry Kane. Premier League stats, squad stats, goal and shot creation actions per 90. West Ham are just behind United, so they're 7th place behind United and Leicester in shot creating actions per 90. Oh. No, that's kind of fantasy. Charlie still hasn't returned me. Charlie, I failed you, man. I wish he was still on the stream so I could answer that question for him. All right. Catch up. He's off pens too now. It seems so. I don't know if necessarily Watkins is off pens for permanent, but it seems like he's off. I agree. I didn't miss anything, right? Yeah, got that. He's off pens too. Ings might have a double-digit haul this week considering Arsenal's defense it's at Emirates. I love Danny Ings, period. Danny Ings can score against anybody. He is an absolute baller of a player. And his selection rate right now is so good that he is quite the differential, if I'm not mistaken. Love it. Sanan says, I need a way to bring KDB in for Mars without taking a big hit. I have Zuma, Chilwell, Mings, Soufal, Mitchell, Salah, Bruno, Mahrez, Ward-Prowse, Anguissa, DCL, Kane, and Bamford. If I had to take a hit on anybody to get him out, I mean, Mahrez would be the way to go to bring in KDB. Outside of that, I would have to do 1, 2, 3. That's tough. Maybe Chilwell. Drop Chilwell down to Reece James. Hopefully that gives you enough cash. Maybe Zuma. Maybe drop Zuma down. I'd probably drop Zuma down. I don't know exactly where to go. That's just off the top of my head. BJ, is it time for me to sell Leno? I think so. Leno's a great keeper. Nothing against him, but I'd rather. I mean, I would personally do so, BJ. At this moment, I don't want anything to do with any Arsenal player. Period. Their defense is still pretty good, but I actually don't know what their fixtures are moving forward. Should I check it? Check the rhyme, y'all. Arsenal, Southampton. I can see Southampton scoring, see Everton scoring, see Chelsea scoring. So for the next few game weeks, he could come away with save points. He could come away with a clean sheet. I wouldn't be surprised, but I would think it would be time. Let's see. Alex, I would look elsewhere for Mahrez. Villa have gotten 3 nice fixtures, and they will have 2 double game weeks. That's true. I'm not getting rid of Jack Grealish anytime soon. 2 double game weeks still, and they still have a couple good game weeks coming forward. As you can see there, they have Burnley, West Brom, and Crystal Palace coming up. I love Jack Grealish. It's either a double-digit haul or a yellow card for him. That's what he gets every week. It's not worth tearing apart your team just for one player. I agree. I mean, you're just going to have to... There's so many good players out there, you're just going to have to go without somebody. You can't have Jamie Vardy, Bruno Fernandes, Mo Salah, Harry Kane, Son, KDB. You can't have everybody, so you got to figure out ways to just get the best squad that you can get. Because, again, in my opinion... What I'm thinking right now is it's all about squad depth, right? I know it sounds like duh, but I'm still trying to figure out this FPL game. KDB is dope, but if you're getting rid of 2 really good players just to bring in KDB and an all-right player, I don't know if that would be worth it unless you're captaining him every week, but I don't know. FPL is tough. Still got to figure it out. All right. Stones for Cresswell, Son for Bruno at -4. I think that's a good shout for this week. I'm just worried that Stones won't be playing week in and week out. I need to read some city news. I need to go read some city articles this weekend. I still like Cresswell moving forward. I still think he's a baller, but I still think Son's a baller. So it'd be hard to get rid of 2 guys. You're taking Son in for Bruno. Oh, you're getting rid of Bruno. I don't know if I would get rid of Bruno, especially for this week. I would wait to bring in Son next week. For the next 3 games, then Grealish has good fixtures and he'll play 90 minutes every week. Yeah, so here's the thing with Grealish. What I'm thinking is he's still at a great price, and his next fixtures are Burnley, West Brom, Crystal Palace. Then he has Chelsea, United, Tottenham. So 3 really tough fixtures after that. But then it clears up again from 19 to 24 or 19 to 30. So I don't know if I'm going to get rid of Jack Grealish. I might just take my L's in 16 to 18 and just hope he can come away with one attacking return in those 3 matches. I'm not getting rid of Jack Grealish. Should I not bring in Grealish or Watkins somehow? I wouldn't force bringing in Jack Grealish or Ollie Watkins, but if you had an opportunity to do so easily, I would do so. I think I was listening to some podcasts and like Josh Bowl talk, and they said not to get rid of players who are doing well, just to get in another player, right? So if you have Bruno Fernandes who's doing well and KDB is doing well, and you're like, oh, I want to bring in KDB because he's also doing well, I don't necessarily think that's right. I think it's more of you bring in who's not doing well. So if you have somebody who's not doing well and you can afford to bring in Jack Grealish, do it. But if you have like I don't know, someone else around that price. If you have somebody like I don't even know who's around that price that I would not want to get rid of, because he's the only player around that 7. Yeah, never mind. I'd get Jack Grealish in. Let's see. Where are we at? Massive dub for the Buccaneers against the Vikings. Yeah, huge win for the Bucs today. Tom Brady did his thing. I saw Gronk got a tug. Yeah, big win for the Bucs, man. Big win. Hopefully, I think they're. I need to check the standings. I'll check that in a minute after I catch up on these comments. You have a nice squad, Sana. I agree. Sana has a really nice squad. Maybe too short term, Alex. Maybe too short term to move. They have a brutal fixtures after that. I think who are we talking about? Maybe Grealish. I'm holding on to Grealish for long term, but yeah, if it all depends on when the double game weeks are. If they have a double game week in any of this time from like 13 to 18, I would hold him, because if he has a double game week in 16, that would only help me keep Jack Grealish more. Let's see. Don't get Werner. He's bad. I've had him so long, so bad. Yeah, Werner. For that kind of price, I think I'd rather go somewhere else. I'd rather either drop down to a Bamford or try to fund my way up to Harry Kane. But it's only a matter of time. But I don't know. It's tough. Can you check my team? Manchester United. I'll do it real quick. Yeah, Werner. I moved on from Werner a long time ago, and I was worried when I did it, but I'm glad I did. I'll check it out real quick so I can catch up on comments. Whoop de scoop. Manchester United. Shout out FPL Kobe. 56 points. Great week. No money in the bank. You've used all your dimes. All right. Cool. You got Target on the bench, Ward-Prowse on the bench, Sufal. So you have a really strong bench. I am jealous of that bench. You have Chilwell, Reece James, Walker Peters. Diogo Jota's obviously got to go. So I would move Diogo Jota down. You can have Ward-Prowse come in for him, so you don't have to necessarily worry about getting someone who's going to be fantastic, because you can start either of those guys. Love your midfield and Fernandes, Salah, Grealish, DCL, Kane, Wilson. Love your front line. Love your back line. Love your keeper. I think this is an incredibly solid squad. Obviously, you just got to get rid of Diogo Jota. It's just who for. Are you going to bring in Bowen? Are you going to bring in, because you can't go up, so you got to go down. Are you going to bring in maybe Rafinha and really save some cash so you can maybe upgrade Grealish to Son later? Or maybe you could then upgrade Walker Peters to DS if you bring in Jota out and bring in Rafinha. Something like that. You have a lot of good options, but that's what I would do. I would get rid of Jota for sure, first thing. Because I think he's out till February, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Bobby the Cordova Reed for a 3-week punt looks great. I agree. And right now, Fulham look good, man. I agree with James right there. Once Pulisic comes back to his form post-lockdown, he will be on fire, and he also has Werner for the assists. Oof. I can't tell you how close of an eye I will have on Pulisic. I'll probably bring in Riyad Mahrez for Jota this week, depending on, of course, what I think tomorrow and what my research says. But Pulisic will be the first player I bring in, man. I love Pulisic if he's healthy. Let's see. Chilwell to James and Kilman to Dyer. Chilwell to James, Love, and Kilman to Dyer. I like that a lot. I'm assuming you're bringing out Kilman to bring in for Dyer. I love that move, Dylan. Love that move. I like Reece James a lot. I think at this price now, I'd rather have Reece James over Chilwell personally. James seems to be absolutely nailed on as can be. And Dyer on that Tottenham side have given up 2 goals in 6 game weeks. Tottenham defend really well, and Dyer also has opportunities from time to time to score from some free kicks. So I like that move a lot, and it gives you more depth than Chilwell and Kilman do. Sana, Mahrez or Sterling? I'd rather have Mahrez. If I had 11.5 mil in the bank to spend, I'd rather have KDB over Sterling. I think Mahrez is better for his price range. Tellers didn't play because he would have been against Mahrez, and he's good offensively but bad defensively. Mahrez is a worry, man. Mahrez is such a baller. I'm almost up on comments. Here we go. All right. But my camera went off. Let's see. Leno, should I take him out? Yeah, I would. Let me see. Let me see if there's actually. Yeah, let me see if there's any other keeper around that price range I would rather have. Let's see. 5 mil. I don't know why I typed in Leno. I knew he's 5 mil. I don't know what goalkeepers at that price. At that price range, let's go 5.5 just so I can get the 5.1s in. I don't want total points. I want price. At that price range, I would rather have. I don't know if I'd have Mendy at 5.2 now that he's gone up so much. Maybe drop down. I'd probably drop down to like if I was looking for an extra funds, maybe like McCarthy, Martinez. Martinez has 2 double game weeks coming up. Yeah, I like Martinez. Johnstone, I think, is also a nice keeper, but not necessarily one that I would want. I wouldn't want Ryan. Ryan would be my last choice there. Yeah, I think Leno is a dope keeper. I just don't necessarily think he warrants the price. I mean, he'll have weeks like that against Leeds where he gets 10 points, comes away with 3 bonus points, I'm assuming, that week, because he is a beast. But in my opinion, I'd rather have Martinez because he has 2 double game weeks coming up and a good run of fixtures here, but it's tough. It also depends on the rest of your squad because I hate wasting a transfer on a keeper. I don't think that they are worth the unless I have no other fires to put out. I wouldn't switch out Leno. Do I think Jesus will start or Aguero? I think Jesus will still start. I think Aguero is still going to have to be kind of same thing as Pulisic. You're not just going to throw him in for 90 minutes. You're going to kind of just bring him in time a little by little, especially at Aguero's age right now. And I think Aguero is more important. This is me speculating. I think Aguero is more important in the long term of things, like as far as Champions League. If they're going to go far in the Champions League, I'd rather have Aguero than Jesus. And so I think Aguero is not going to start, but he could steal a lot of. He could steal some minutes from Jesus, in my opinion. But yeah, I think for Aguero, they're going to give him the classic veteran move where they play him a little here, a little there in the Prem, and come big mat and get him warmed up. And then when Champions League comes, he goes and gets a good chunk of that time. Julian says Diaz in. Do I think he's nailed on? I think Diaz is nailed on as much as any City defender. I think he started. That's one of my biggest regrets is I got in Cancelo instead of Diaz. I was trying to be too smart and go with the attacking returns rather than just the safe Diaz. He started every week since game week 4. Every week since game week 4. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 game weeks in a row he started. He is absolutely nailed on as you can be for City. So I think Diaz is a good shout to bring in. As far as rotation, of course, any City defender can be rotated at any time, but I think he's nailed on right now. Dylan, God, I've had a weird game week 47. Can you look? I rolled a transfer, lads on Toure in your league. Yes, I will look at your squad for sure, especially now that I've caught up. It feels so good to finally catch up. Now I don't have to talk so fast and can really move, man. She wants to move. And you hugging her. You're hugging her. Beat it, mister. Look at your girl. I can see it in her eyes. She hope you last forever. Pharrell, NERD. All right. That's your squad. You have 0.3 in the bank. Not too much cash to float around. You have DCL on your bench. I think that was a good move considering who he's playing, but that does hurt because obviously you would rather have him over Wilson, but I think Wilson was a smart move to make. As far as your squad, I like Soufal a lot. Chilwell, Reece James. I have the same back line. I have the same Chelsea double up. KDB, dope, son. I wouldn't touch any of your midfield except maybe Mahrez, but I wouldn't get rid of Mahrez either. I wouldn't touch your midfield. Let's see. You have tough game week. It's gonna happen. Good call on the captaincy shot though on Mo Salah. You roll the transfers. You have 2 free transfers, and you have. I like your squad, man. DCL. You have a good bench too, because I'm assuming you'll start like DCL over Bowen or something, And that's just me speculating, but I think your squad is nice. I don't know if I would touch anything. It's just unlucky that KDB played United, so tough to come away with something there. Same with Mahrez. Son was unlucky to come away with only 5 points in a game like that. I would expect him to score more. Mo Salah is dope. Wilson, Bamford, I think they're great budget strikers. Defense coming away with only 5 combined points is not fun. I don't know what I would do. Off the top of my head, if I had a free transfer in this squad, I like your depth. I feel like it moving forward to next week. I would probably switch out Mitchell and get in a better fourth playing defender just in case. Just in case, I would get rid of Mitchell. For some freak if anything happens and Chilwell and James are rested or Soufal's rested, you have somebody to come up off your bench. But I don't necessarily know if I would touch this. I know it was a tough week for you this week, but that happens in FPL. Not everyone can return every week, so I still like this team moving forward. Let's see. Hopefully that helps. Dylan. Shaw pocketed Mahrez. That's crazy. Yeah. Shout out to Luke Shaw for balling out, man. Brian, what's up? Welcome. How's your week? How was your weekend? FPL related, not FPL related. Also, mental health check. If anyone's struggling out there mentally and need someone to talk to, my DMs on Twitter are open. Please contact me if you need someone to talk to. Sana says DCL or Ings. If I had to choose, I would go Danny Ings. I think Danny Ings is because they're about the same price now, right? I'd probably go Danny Ings. DCL is on fire though, so it's pretty much just it's a good headache to have picking between those two. I'd rather have Danny Ings because I think Danny Ings is so. I think they're both good, but for me, DCL doesn't get bonus points when he scores. If Danny Ings scores, he's coming away with bonus points. And Danny Ings is, I love Danny Ings. Pope looking schmexy. Yeah. Pope looks good, dude. He's back to what he's doing. I feel like they're doing the same thing they did last season when Burnley struggled at the beginning of the season. And then they kind of started picking up the clean sheets as time went on. Pope looks good, man. BJ's on a free hit. Ooh. Who are you looking to bring in? Who are your first 5? BJ, who are your first 5 guys you're looking to bring in on your free hit? I'm curious to see who it would be. I'm guessing you would have a lot of City players, a lot of United players. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of City players. Yeah, I would stay away from Liverpool and Spurs personally. Yeah, a lot of Manchester players on your free hit. I'm assuming. I'm excited for you. That's awesome. I can't wait to see. I want to see what your free hit looks like. Is Adams to Watkins a good move? I like Shea Adams. I don't know if I would necessarily get rid of him. The only reason why I would want Ollie Watkins it would be because of the 2 double game weeks coming up for Watkins. I still think I like Adams better than I like Ollie Watkins. But let me see his fixtures moving forward. Arsenal's tough. City's tough. Fulham good. West Ham could be all right. Liverpool. So actually, he does have a tough run of fixtures moving forward. I'd still probably go with Adams over Ollie Watkins. Look at that. 7.8% selection for Danny Ings and Shea Adams. Of course, he's hurt, so that has a lot to factor into it. 7.8 and 7. So he's barely more selected than Shea Adams is. But of course, that's, he was hurt. James, mega cheap playing defense. Charlie Taylor, Valbuena, target. Good for 8 weeks. What do you think? I'm not the biggest fan. I'm rethinking how I play FPL right now, so I'm kind of in a turning point. Hopefully, it's a rosebud moment in my FPL career, and I'm just not the biggest fan of a cheap defense because you're going to get more 2-pointers, 1-pointers than you're going to get returns. And as you can see, my squad. If you look at my front 8, I had a really good week. Other than Jota not playing, I had a good amount of returns. And I had a keeper who returned a lot, and I still came away with 55 because I got 3 points from my 3 defenders. And so it's hard for me to really bring in cheap defenders, but as far as that goes, though, I think Taylor is a great option for Burnley right now at 4-4. I'm actually looking to bring him in myself here in a few weeks, potentially. One of my plans of kind of floating around. I think Target is still a good option at 4-5. So I'm not against these cheap defenders. I would like at least one defender who can return most game weeks, you know? But that's just me thinking. That's just me on my new wavelength. My camera. But if it gives you the funds to bring in like Salah, KDB, Bruno, Son, and Kane, I can't hate that, man. I can't hate that. Albin says Dallas or Soufal. I'd rather have Soufal. I think that I trust West Ham defensively more than I trust Leeds defensively. I know Dallas can get some attacking returns here and there, but they're so few and far between. I don't know if I think I'd rather have Soufal personally, but yeah, I think I'd rather have Soufal personally. Kobe says, who do I start, JWP or Susek? Ooh, tough question. Let me see the fixtures next week so I can make sure. Probably Susek. Yeah, probably Susek. That's where I would go. Ward-Prowse, though, I mean, he's so good on set pieces. It's hard for me to say no to him, and he's been absolutely balling out this season. So, yeah, if I had to choose at this moment, I'd probably say Susek. But yeah, it's tough. I feel like the safe route is probably Ward-Prowse. Best replacement for Jota. Yeah, so this is a very common question I'm getting because it's one that I have myself personally, and there's not too many options around that price. You get a lot better cheap strikers than you have cheap midfielders, and so at that price, it depends first off how much cash you have. I'm assuming you don't. I'm just gonna assume you don't have much cash. So I don't want Madison. I know he scored 2 goals today, but you could be cheeky and go Madison, but not me. I think Greenwood for me is still a wait and see kind of a player. I'm gonna wait until he really gets form, gets consistent minutes. Because I'm really scared Cavani and Martial and Rashford are gonna steal minutes away from him. Too many minutes for me to warrant. I think your best options are, off the top of my head, are Rafinha. I think he is a really good option for Leeds. It'll save you a lot of cash. You can float around to the rest of your squad. You can use it for dang, why am I forgetting? There's for Bowen. I think Bowen is a nice player. I think he's been balling out these last few game weeks. I think Bowen could be a solid option. So Bowen or Rafinha are probably my top 2. Ward-Prowse, he's on set pieces. You could take him in. He'd be 3rd on that list for me, personally. You could bring in. I know there's another one around this price. Barkley, if he's healthy. Barkley, if he's healthy, is a good shout. But until he's healthy, I'd stay away. Sail away? That's a Enya song, right? Neto and Potence. That's who I'm forgetting. Neto and Potence. So for me, it's Ward-Prowse, Rafinha, Neto or Potence, and now I'm missing the third one. Why am I missing the last one? It's here, huh? And Bowen. Those would be the 5 that I would suggest. Now, as far as who I think the best is, I'm still have to do a lot of research on those 5 to really get to narrow it down more. But those would be the 5 if I were you. I'd really look at bringing in. That's who I would really look at bringing in. Hopefully that helps, Shavesh. Watch Werner on Free Kickers channel on YouTube is shooting his dog. Let me look that up right now. Free Kickers. I like that channel too. Free Kickers. Werner. Oh, my buddy just sent me a super funny picture from Arsenal and Burnley. That's great. It just has Wood and holding together. Let's see. I looked at it right now. I don't necessarily want to go into watching right now on live because I just don't know if that'd be the best live stream thing to do. Unless you guys say, "Hey, go ahead and watch it." But I have it saved for to watch later. I really want to start playing football myself on a channel. I really want to do that on a separate channel and really get some actual playing in. FPL Penguin. Everyone, quick shout out FPL Penguin. He just passed the 1,000 subscriber mark on his YouTube channel. How beautiful is that? Congratulations to FPL Penguin, man. Absolutely Great work by you. Great work. Dylan says, Konsa and Diaz in for Chilwell and Mitchell, as you said. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I think that's what I would do personally. It just gives you so much more depth. I still love Chilwell. I still love Chilwell. But for me, I'd rather have Reece James over Chilwell. And I think Konsa Diaz gives you more bench depth in this December schedule. That's really a lot of games back and forth. That'd be my thought. Hopefully it pays off for you. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your squad. And hopefully I help, man. I really hope I help. Just sold JWP to Susek and Jota to Grealish. I like that move. I really like that move. That's a solid move. JWP has obviously been balling out, but as far as the depth of your squad and the balance of your team, you got to get rid of Jota, and doing that to bring in Grealish is nice. Big fan of Jackie G. Absolutely big fan of Jack Grealish moving forward. And Susek is balling, man. Still going strong, I see. Yeah, my throat's starting to give up on me a little bit. I'm getting a little hungry, but I mean, as long as people are still here, I got to keep going. You know what I mean? Let's see. I've taken a -4 Chilwell and Bellerin to Cancelo, Reece James. Very happy with it. I would be pumped to do that. Yeah, I think Chilwell and Bellerin. I like Bellerin a lot, as I've said many times, but in this channel, I'd rather have Reece James over Chilwell at this point. Bellerin to me is just too. I just don't trust any Arsenal players at this moment. And Cancelo is balling out. You're just going to have to be patient with Cancelo. He's not going to start week in and week out. That's my only worry. FPL Penguin, once again, 1,000 subs. Absolutely congrats to FPL Penguin hitting 1,000 subscribers. Absolutely fantastic. Well deserved. Well deserved. You've been putting out a ton of videos every week, and they've all been quality. It's about time you got 1,000. Congratulations. You deserve it. Hey, man, Justin and Vardy saved my game week. Saved a lot of people's game weeks, man. Those two, I'm so jealous of anybody who had those two this week. Absolutely balling. Absolutely balling. Look forward to the midweek game week. I know, a midweek game week. The only problem is this is actually my last week at work. And so if it was next game week, I'd be good. But yeah, this is my last full week at work before I have to quit for grad school. Because I actually have to go into, on a side note, I have to go into quarantine for 14 days before I start school, because I have to go in for labs and stuff. So for 14 days before I start grad school, I'll have a lot of time for this FPL channel. Congratulations, FPL Penguin, again on the 1K. Sedant says, but for 5 mil, Susek is the best. I think so. Around that price range, he has to be the best. Susek has to be the best around that price range. I don't know if there's anyone else in that range as a midfielder that I would even consider. If I needed someone at that price, as I'm looking, actually, because I got to get rid of Basuma. Maybe not have to get rid of Basuma. I have other fires I got to put out. But bringing in Susek for that, good bargain, 5 mil. Let's see. People can't be saying Werner is dog. The man has been main stage for Leipzig for years. Yeah, he balled out Leipzig. He's scoring 20 plus goals a year. Even now, he's still scoring a lot. He's scoring a lot of goals for Chelsea in all competitions, goals and assists wise. I think he's a really good player. It's just it's got to click. At some point, it's gonna click. I have to believe that, and he will be a solid FPL asset at some time. It's just when. Because yeah, right here, Tom says when Werner gets going, and if he's put as a striker, he's going to be smashing goals in. I think so. Let me look at their schedule too. Because a lot of people he was at like 50% selection rate before season started. He has a tough run of fixtures as far as attacking wise goes. But let's see what happens after game week 20. Let's go here. But you would think like right here, game week 19 to game week 24. If Werner can really get it clicking at game week 19, I know that's a long time in the future, but sometimes it takes a while to adjust to the Prem. But if he gets clicking at game week 19, or game week 18, that Fulham, Wolverhampton, Burnley, Tottenham, Sheffield, Newcastle, it could be mighty tasty having him in your squad, that Timo Werner cat. Let's see. And he's so fast. Susek has scored 3 goals in 5 games. He's in form. But before this, he only had 1 assist in 7 games. Yeah, great enforcer. I mean, it's just the price range. That's the only reason why I like Susek. It's strictly because of the price range you can get him at. Great bench depth. FPL Penguin says, thanks, man. Hope you reach 1K soon, too. Keep up the great streams. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, you never know. I gotta do something. If I am ever blessed enough to be able to reach 1,000 subscribers, I gotta figure out something I gotta do to celebrate. I have a few things in mind, but my camera goes off all the time. But that'd be a beautiful day, man. Kobe says, should I start Walker Peters or Reece James? I would start Reece James. Walker Peters, I know Arsenal aren't really scoring because I think that's who they have next week. Fact check myself. Correct, Amundo. They have Arsenal, and Arsenal aren't really the best at scoring, as we've known that for quite some time. But for me, I still think I'd start Reece James. I think I start Reece James. He's so quality. Susek, the new Fulani. Fulani was so fun to have in FIFA, man. Let's see. Dylan says, get Grealish and Konsa or Diaz and Konsa? Ooh, I'd rather have Grealish and Konsa over Diaz and Konsa. Now, Diaz is going to get me a lot of clean sheets over the next 10, 15 game weeks. If I'm not mistaken, their schedule off the top of my head. So that is nice. But for me, Grealish is just... Grealish has been absolutely killing it this season. And he can, any given week, he can go off for a 10-plus point performance. And at that price range, I think I'd rather have Grealish and Konsa over Diaz and Konsa. But at the same time, I really like Diaz. So, but that's my thinking. Tom, I got a nice bench, so I don't care if Cancelo doesn't start 24/7. Perfect. And the best thing about Cancelo not starting, or the best thing about that, is that he won't come on. Like it doesn't seem like Pep will waste a substitution on a defender. And so if Cancelo doesn't start, you have a deep enough bench, and you don't have to worry about him coming on for that one pointer that we all love so much. Molly says, tough one. I don't know which way to go there. I think Chelsea are more likely to keep a clean sheet versus Wolves, but then Arsenal are rubbish, but could have a big response. Yeah, it's tough. I think I'd rather. I don't know. You must have a nice squad if that's a question. Because for me, I would, if it were me, Walker Peters and Reece James would both be starting for me. Period. Because they are both absolutely on fire. I like them both as players and as FPL players. And they both. But I think Reece James versus Wolverhampton is a great opportunity to get a clean sheet. Great opportunity for a clean sheet. Tom says start James too. I think so. And the thing with Reece James is not only do you have a good chance at a clean sheet, you also have a good chance at an attacking return with how many set pieces he's on. Even though Wolverhampton have a good defense himself. Let's see. Lookman is greater than Susek. Could be. You're way better than FPL Talks. I don't know about that. I'll gladly take that compliment. That means that means a lot to me. But I still got to figure out this. I still got to figure out FPL and streaming and making content and videos and stuff. But that means a lot to me. I honestly means. I know I say a lot, but I was trying to think of another word than a lot. But shout out 21 Savage. Bruno or Kane? I think at this point I'd rather have. If I had to make a hierarchy on players I want on FPL, it would probably go Mo Salah, Harry Kane. At the top of my head. That is way too tough of a question. I don't know how to answer that. If I had to answer that one, Jarno, I would probably say Harry Kane. Just because, 9 goals and 10 assists already to start the season. He has Liverpool next, but look at game weeks 15 to 30. That's a lot of nice fixtures for him. Tottenham are on fire right now. But that being said, Bruno Fernandes is everything United do are through Bruno Fernandes. He is that dude. It's like I don't want to. I was going to compare it to Michael Scott, but I don't want to do that. Bruno Fernandes is dope, and so I think there are a lot harder headaches than that. But no, there's not. That's so tough. I wish I could give you a better answer. That is way too tough for me to answer. I'd probably just go Harry Kane. He's already passed 100 points this season. He's on fire. If Tottenham score, you put all your money on Harry Kane being involved somehow. They're both on penalties. I just think Harry Kane's on another level this season. Is grad school like doing a master's degree in UK? I'm not too sure. Grad school here is a doctorate degree. I don't necessarily know its similarity to to England or the UK? Because I know in the UK we do things a lot, or you guys do things a lot differently than we do. Like, for example, you guys can go to university at 16, if I'm not mistaken. We're still in high school till we're 18, and then we have to do things called general ed. I know all my UK, all the people who went to school with me from UK hated that. So if you go to university in America, even though you could want to be a doctor, a dentist, electrician. If you're getting a degree, you're gonna have to take history classes, English classes, math classes before you can take all those. So I don't know exactly what its equivalent would be in the UK. Hope you do well. I appreciate that. I hope I do well this next game week too. I hope you're doing well as well. I hope everyone on here does well, man. I just hope these streams make people smile a little bit. That's all I want in these streams and my videos, just to make you guys laugh. Speaking of laughing, it's been like 2 hours in the stream and I've yet to mention Rihanna. What is wrong with me, man? Let's see. Kobe. Oh no, I'm on Dylan. Grealish for Mahrez and Konsa for Mitchell. Grealish for Mahrez and Konsa for Mitchell, or Konsa for Mitchell and Diaz for Chilwell. Oh, okay. If that's the case, I would go Grealish for Mahrez, Konsa for Mitchell, and I would keep Chilwell. I think the Grealish, Konsa, Chilwell is the strongest three out of your options, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that's the strongest three. Grealish, Konsa, and Chilwell. It's hard for me to get rid of Mahrez before West Brom, I will say that. But if it was to bring in someone like for more depth purposes, because Mitchell's just not it, I'd rather have Konsa. So that's tough. But for me, I think those are your strongest three. Grealish and Ings or Salah and Brewster. Do you have other players you can captain? It's hard for me to get rid of Mo Salah because you need at least some premiums to captain, right? I don't want to captain Danny Ings. I don't want to captain Jack Grealish. I want to captain Mo Salah. But I love the depth. I love the depth that Grealish and Ings gives you over Salah and Brewster, because Brewster is going to give you 1 point. And I think Danny Ings is a baller. Grealish is a baller. So I would like to know if you have KDB. I forget who you have on your squad. If you have KDB and Bruno, I think that's the play. I think getting Grealish and Ings is better. But if you only have like KDB, I think 2 premiums at this time in the season are needed. But like Grealish and Ings are nice. Diaz is due a goal soon. Didn't Diaz score 2 in international play, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, Diaz is due. If Diaz scores, oh man. Oh my, hold on, give me 1 sec. My as I get this dead air, my laptop's got to be charged. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Diaz scored 2 on international break. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would look it up right now, but that's kind of, I don't know if you guys want to see that in the stream. That'd be sweet. Diaz scoring a goal would be sweet. It would make me hate it even more than I went with Cancelo and then had to drop Cancelo for Diaz. My hair would be getting crazy. Why are you getting rid of Grealish? Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of Grealish yet. I would for sure keep Grealish for a little bit longer. Big Don, Daff, what's up, baby? Just joined the 3 mil club. Let's go. Get green arrows, baby. Let me look at your squad. I don't have Twitter on my phone anymore. I got rid of Twitter. I'm hoping that if I get rid of Twitter, I won't be as influenced by FPL community on Twitter. Like for this week, if I was on Twitter, I would have captained Mo Salah instead of Harry Kane. Welcome FPL Swan, making moves, baby. Shout out those green arrows. That's awesome. I was gutted that Drew didn't score for you this weekend, but making moves, we keep moving. And also welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. It's good to have everybody here. I love having you guys here. I hope everyone's doing well. Now we're just missing. I think we're missing Eric Castillo is the only normal one we're missing right now, but I know he's busy with everything he's doing right now. Dylan says I'm not thinking of So Dylan's gonna bring in Jack Grealish for Mahrez, but getting rid of Mahrez before West Brom is such a tough call. I don't know if I would do that. I'm actually looking at bringing in Mahrez myself. Yeah, he said. Jarno says I'm thinking about them for 2 weeks from now. That's Bruno and Kane. I gotta take. Jarno also says I gotta take Jota out, so I'm gonna take Bowen and Kane. I'm gonna take Bowen and Kane or Bruno and Watkins. I really don't know what to go for. The good news is you still have 2 weeks to figure it out, so you still have a lot of time to see what happens and who gets hot, who's blown out. Because if Bruno's playing incredibly well, it'd be hard to not have him, right? So you have a lot of time to figure that one out. But as far as depth purposes, I just love Kane, man. I love Kane, but at the same time, I love Bruno. So I've obviously on this time on my FPL team right now, I would not get rid of Bruno or Kane for anything. If I would, well, maybe I'll get rid of Bruno for KDB, but I just think Bruno's so quality, so quality. Let's see. I didn't say in my camera. Well, now I guess I did say in my camera there. No, but yeah, you have a lot of time to think it out. That's a really tough decision. Hopefully I'll do some research on that for you and try to help you out as we move forward. But as of right now, that's way too tough of a call for me to make without having to research between the two. I just love them both. But at the same time, there's too many good premiums. You can't have them all. So you gotta take some L's somewhere. Let's see. Anik says, I hope I say your name right. Is Gross a good replacement for Jota? I don't necessarily think so. I worry about having any Brighton attackers. I know he's on penalties, and that's obviously a good thing, but it's pretty much penalty or bust, it seems, for Gross. I think better replacements for Diogo Jota are going to be Bowen. They're going to be Neto or Podence. Even though Wolverhampton struggle to score, they might be good shouts. I think Rafinha from Leeds is a really good option. That'll save you some cash. I think those are more of the routes that you want to go to. And I need to write these down for the next time because I know I'm missing somebody here. Ross Barkley, if he's healthy. I think those are the routes that you want to take over Gross, in my opinion. I don't know if I would want Gross on my squad. Harry Kane is eating up the bonus points. 3 motor day. That's the thing with Harry Kane is that if he scores, because you know this dude is going to be involved in everything that Spurs do, right? And if he scores, he's getting. Let me see where's bonus points set, right? This is right here, right? That's a bonus. Yeah, he's already had 18 bonus points this season. He only gets 3s. He's never had a 1 or a 2. Has Harry Kane for real only had 3 bonus points or nothing? No way. That's crazy. Anyway, 18 bonus points over 12 game weeks. Harry Kane is an absolute monster this season. He is having the season of his career at this moment. Yeah. He might mess around and have the most goals and assists scored this season. I should have switched those two. It would have made more sense English-wise. But yeah, I don't know if I would have Gross on my squad. Harry Kane, big fan. Harry Kane is my 4th favorite Spurs player right now, behind Gareth Bale, King and Son, and of course Alex Morgan. But Harry Kane is so good. Tom says regarding Dylan's comment, he'd rather keep Mahrez and fix other fires. Seems Pep rotation safe and has good fixtures for now. I think so. I think Mahrez is about as safe as it can get for rotation wise that we have seen from Mahrez in a long time. Because usually every season he'll have a few game weeks off, but right now he started what was it? 8 of his last 9 game weeks he started. So I think, and Mahrez in front of that West Brom match, he got rested at 62nd minute in his last game, so you think that gives him the favor to start this week, and woof. I think I'm bringing him in for Jota personally, but yeah, it all depends on the rest of your squad. I mean, if you have other fires to fix, you got to fix those, man. Jarno says I got to take. Oh yeah, you already talked about that one. Sweet. Dylan says he's not sure. Yeah, tough. Amon, James and Pope for Chilwell, Leno for -8 hit. I don't think it's worth a -8 hit. I don't think that's worth a -8 hit. I still like Chilwell. Of course, like I've said in the stream, I'd rather have Reece James, but I wouldn't take a -4 to take out Chilwell for Reece James. I think they'll still be really close in how much points they get to each other. I think Reece James will have more at the end of the day. But actually, you know what's crazy? Let me look at this up real quick. Using Assistant Football Manager, I'm pretty sure that's a site. We are at, why can I not find Chelsea real quick? There it is. Boom. Come on, son. Let's see. So over the past 5 game weeks, the second most shots on target for Chelsea are Ben Chilwell. Expected goals, Ben Chilwell is in 5th place behind Christian Pulisic. See, Timo Werner's at 2.8 there. He just needs to finish. He's getting a lot of XG right there. Yeah, so as far as shots on target, Ben Chilwell has the second most on the squad over the past 5 games. And attempted assists, they're neither on there. So Chilwell, I don't know if... I feel really bad Charlie didn't get his question answered. Charlie, come back! Let's see. I don't know if it would be worth the -8. I would. I mean, again, I like the move. I like bringing in James and Pope over Chilwell and Leno. I think that those two are better than Chilwell and Leno, but it's not worth the -8 in my opinion. I still think Leno's a decent keeper, and I think Chilwell is a nice asset to have, and I don't know if it's worth the -8. But again, at the end of the day, Amon, if you think that's the best for your squad, run it. You know what I mean? Moldy says Kane has scored 4 goals in 6 games at Anfield. This fills me with some hope. Whoa, that is quite the stat. I actually want to. I'm gonna do a little bit of research while I answer some other squad. That's a great shout there, Moldy. Let me go back to the main page. Where's Liverpool at? Liverpool should be right there. Because I think Liverpool have like one of the worst expected goals against in the league right now. But I want to see how they've been able to do XG wise in the Prem since Van Dijk went out. So Wolverhampton was 0.5 goals against. We don't have Fulham. Their expected goals against was 2.1 against Brighton, 1.3, 1.6. So they are, as far as XG, they're not that good. And is their game at home this week? Let me check. I know this is ugly for the screen. I know it's ugly. My iPad Air is currently being delivered, and they're facing at Anfield. That's right, Anfield, not Anvil. I don't know why I said that. Expected goals against, but Liverpool at home are a different breed. Expected goals against at home is 5.6. Expected goals against on the road is third worst in the league. So Liverpool away is probably the better option. But hey, that is encouraging. 4 goals in 6 games at Anfield. Harry Kane is probably the second or third best. I'd probably say he's the second best striker in the world right now. I'd probably put Haaland at third, just off the top of my head at this moment. And so if he scores at Anfield, I would not be surprised. Tom says he has both. Happy with Mars for sure. Yeah, Mars is a baller. I love Mars. This is my squad for next week. Let's see. I've got KDB and Bruno. Love KDB and Bruno. I love De Bruyne. He's my favorite player in the Prem. He's probably my favorite player in the Prem, KDB, and I don't have him in my squad. So I can't tell you how much that hurts watching him play every week. Do I know when Jota's price will go down? I don't know. I could check real quick for you if you want me to. Go back to full screen. Zaha's going up in price again. Woo! Jota's going down tonight most likely. Now, you never know with the FPL towers. They might hold it out, but it seems like he's going to go down in price tonight. It seems. Dylan says, so what should I do, Tom Pierce? Hopefully Tom answers that. Kobe says he might end Liverpool's home streak. Can I just tell you, as far as football goes, FPL to the side, I cannot wait for this Liverpool-Tottenham match. We're talking 2 teams tied at the top of the table. Liverpool are going to say, hey, we ain't nothing to mess with. I know we're still the team to beat, period. Especially at home. We don't lose at home. And Tottenham are going to come in and say, this could be a huge statement game for them, saying, we ain't here to mess around. Anyway, I can't wait for that game. Heavyweight fight for sure. What good captaincy pick? Wow, good captaincy pick, bro. What made you pick Kane over Son? Yeah, so I think for me, going back to my squad from last week, for me, I changed how I pick my captains right now. I was listening to Late Risers. It's called the FPL Wire. It's a podcast, and they had the guy who scored the second most captaincy points last week or last season, second most captaincy picks of all last season, and he came in and talked about what he did. And one thing that he did for sure was, so a couple of principles that he had were picking premium players for the most part, picking players that have a good schedule, a good fixture, and one thing that I never did was kind of predicting what would happen, kind of saying this is what I expect to happen. So I picked Harry Kane because I went back and looked at Crystal Palace's form, and let me show you actually. I could show you better than I could talk. So if I look at Crystal Palace, gotta move my phone away so I can see the screen. Crystal Palace over the last few matches, right? So last few matches they faced West Brom. The West Brom, I kind of throw that one in the dirt because they had a red card. Newcastle United. So you look at the strikers for Newcastle with Joe Linton and Kalen Wilson, both scored, got an assist. Burnley, Chris Wood as their striker got a goal. Against Leeds, Bamford, their striker got a goal. And so you look at the last 3 matches. I think Wolverhampton. I don't think it was a good game there, but the last 3 of the last 4 matches, the opposing striker went off in their game. And so you look at Crystal Palace and say, oh well, they struggle against the opposing striker. Well, who do I have? Harry Kane. And then I look deeper into it, and when I can actually have it, I'll show you my tweet. I'll have that's not what I want to do. I don't want to show you my tweet. Harry Kane, when Spurs possess the ball, my camera went off. When Spurs possess the ball more than 50% of the time, Harry Kane averages about 6 shots per game. When they possess the ball more than 50% of the time, Harry Kane averages something like 8 fantasy points per game. Let me check. Because Everton 2, 21, 23, 28. Oh, that's just way too big of numbers for me to do in my head. 28 plus 32 is 60. 28 plus 32 is 60. 60 plus 65. 65 plus 9. 65 plus 9 is 76. 76 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so he's averaging like 10 points per game when they average 50% possession. So essentially, when Spurs have the ball the most, Harry Kane, 6 shots per game and goes off, right? And so when I looked at that and I look at Crystal Palace cannot possess the ball that much. So I figured Spurs are going to win the possession battle. If they win the possession battle, I could see Harry Kane getting at least 6 shots, or getting around 6-7 shots off that match. And if that's the case, Harry Kane is going to score. And so that's kind of why I went with that route. That's why I picked Harry Kane. And let me just say that I was incredibly nervous when I hit submit squad. I thought not picking Mo Salah was made me so nervous to get not picking Salah against Fulham. Let's see. That's why I went with that critical thinker. Now I got to see where I'm at. Must be love on the brain. This got me feeling this way. Let's see. Yeah, going to bed. Yeah. 700. Oh, so you went down. Oh, Daff. 700K red arrow? No. I thought you were saying you had a good week. Oh, no. 700K red arrow for FPL Swan. Oh, that is rough. Rough. We rally and recover and go back for Tuesday, and hopefully you can have a good week that week. I like your squad. That's the worst part. They just did not perform for you this week. That sucks. Yeesh. Moldy says you can use a site called FPL Statistics. FPL Statistics is about the closest that you can get. I agree with Moldy there. It's not 100% accurate. But it does a really, really good job predicting who's going to rise and fall. Now, of course, there are going to be times where it says it's 100% sure that it's going to rise, and he doesn't rise for 3 days. It happens. But it gives you a really, really good estimate. FPL Statistics. Sidhant says, best 4.8 max defender. 4.8 defender? Let me give a quick gander, yeah? I'm super behind, so hopefully you're still here. Defenders, 4.8. That's 4.7. Konsa's nice. Walker Peters is dope. Kyle Walker Peters is nice. He has Arsenal, then he has a tough week after that, but then he has good fixtures moving forward. Dyer's too expensive. I'm not the biggest Dallas fan. Taylor could save you a bit of cash. Burnley look good defensively again. Wolverhampton can't score. I could see a clean sheet in the Leeds match, but you never know. Sheffield and Fulham. So maybe Taylor at 4-4, save you a bit of cash. Soufal, I think Soufal is nice, and they have a double game week coming up. That'd probably be where I would go, those guys. Walker Peters, and Soufal, and who was the last person I said? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if Stones plays, I would pick him. Luke Shaw could be a differential. I don't see him getting too much time with Alex Telles there. You can go maybe Lindelof. I think Lindelof's 4.8. That'd be off the top of my head. That would be where I would say to go. Lindelof, Soufal, Taylor, Konsa, something like that. Off the top of my head, I haven't done enough research in that department. That's currently what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. Looking up defenders because I have to fix my defensive situation. I can't keep getting 3 points for my whole defense. Tom Pierce, Diaz for Chilwell isn't bad, but I keep Mars for now. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Mahrez, for at least one more week, you got to keep Mahrez. That West Brom match could be way too enticing for Mahrez, man. Jarno, I'm already thinking 2 weeks. I have to make the decision now. Yeah. I Bruno or Kane is going to be one of the toughest calls I'll have to answer on this channel. Way too tough. Way too tough. Kane has good fixtures moving forward too, so maybe Kane. Yeah, Tom, I'll do Diaz for Chilwell. That's really tough too. I still like Chilwell a lot. But Diaz has such a good run of fixtures for so long that City defense it's hard to score if City's keeping the ball 80% of the time. Constant from it, and you have Kyle Walker, who is like when someone counters, they're thinking we might be able to counter here, and Walker is so fast. He tracks back like no other and just squanders any counter attack. Unreal. Yeah. Tom Pierce, Harry Kane has this season, most seasons, has just too many injuries. Yeah. Last season Harry Kane looked really good after he came back from injury. It's just yeah, I agree. It's the health concern, right? Because look at his past seasons. He has that's not what I want. I want history. 29 goals scored in 17-18, 29 in 16-17, 25, 21. Swoop. But then he got hurt. Last season he got hurt, and he still came away with 17 goals in 18-19, even when being hurt. He got hurt last season in 19-20 and still came away with 18 goals in that season. This dude is unreal. Look at that. And what's crazy now, I think this is the cheapest he's ever been, right? Since this season we scored 25 goals. 9.5. Then he went 11, 12.5, 12.5, 11. So he's relatively cheap. But look at that. He already has 10 assists this season, which is more than he's had in any season by far. He's on game week 12. Harry Kane's the man, dude. Jarno says, I will do Bowen this week and Kane next week, or Bruno and Watkins this week, -4. I think I like Kane more than Bruno. It's going to be hard for me to say that, and I might regret that in the future. But at this moment, if I had to make a decision, I'm picking Harry Kane, and it really hurts me saying that. How do I find my team ID? So if you go to points. Kobe. Hey, good seeing you, Kobe. I think you already logged off by now, but good to see you. Glad to have you here on here again. I'll see you Tuesday. If you go to points here, Josh, it'll be right here. See that number right there? Go to points and then go to your URL, and it'll be that whatever number digit code you have. That's how you get your team ID. Back to full. Swoop, there it is. Remember when you had to choose between full screen and widescreen back in the day with DVDs? What a time. Dylan says Bamford or Consa as my first sub for midweek. I would start Bamford. Or if you're not starting Bamford, I would have him as your first sub. If Reece James gets rested, Consa will come in as your second defender. If you only have 3 defenders, if Reece James gets rested, then Consa will come in as your third defender. So you wouldn't have to worry about putting him first for that situation. It'll pick the next defender. I would pick Bamford as my first sub, personally. Wilbur, great stream. Hey, thank you, Wilbur. Appreciate that, man. My next stream will be on Tuesday before the deadline. I don't know exactly what time. The hardest part is going to be the fact that every FPL channel does deadline streams. This could be my first one I do, which is super nerve-wracking. So I don't know how many viewers I'll actually get for that one. I think they start about an hour before, so maybe I'll try to get ahead of the stream and go like 2 hours before. Be a little cheeky with it. So something like that. It'll definitely be a short stream considering how long I do these ones. But yeah, it'll be Tuesday before the deadline. What are my transfer plans? Loving the content. I appreciate that, Thomas. Thank you so much. I just try to make this content as funny, maybe not as funny as possible. I try to make it a little funny. Just try to make everyone smile. That's the purpose of this YouTube channel. My thought process is this. I'll just go to this website because it'll be better using this one so I don't accidentally hit submit. Let's go here. FPL assist. Come on. Why is it not moving? There we go. So my plan this week is get rid of Jota. So I have a few options I can do. I can go because I have to get rid of Jota first things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. First things first. I'm the realist. Is that the Kesha song? Yeah. So I'm going to go here, and I'm probably going to bring in Mahrez. It's going to look something like that for next week, if you could see here. This is probably going to be my squad move. Uh-oh, Lamptey's flagged. Why is it flagged? December 13th, we will see. He probably this one just probably was a bit too soon. He was feeling a bit of sensation on a hamstring. We were hopeful he'll be back Wednesday. Oh, that just threw a wrench into everything. So this is the thing. So I'm probably going to go Mahrez here. And then the week after, I was going to plan on getting rid of Lamptey and bringing in... my camera went off. Got some more time. And I was probably going to bring in Eric Dyer. So it would look something like that in 2 weeks' time. Or I can go... or I can bring in... crap. This is tough. Or I could do this and bring in... If I bring in Mars as well. And the week after, I could take out Kilman and I could bring in Taylor for 4-4. And I could really have that rotate. And I'd have a fourth playing defender at that point just in case something happens. And it'd be nice to have Taylor come in instead of Basuma. I could do that. Or I could have... or I could bring in Bowen for Mahrez, and that would give me 2.6 mil in the bank. So then I could take out Lamptey in the future and bring in like Alexander-Arnold or something. So I could do something like that, and it would look like maybe not Alexander-Arnold, but I could go anywhere with that, right? So I could do this. So it's either going to come down to like Bowen and Alexander-Arnold, or maybe I just go Diaz here. Maybe not Alexander-Arnold. Maybe I just go... this is really annoying on the screen. I apologize. I really got to get this figured out. I can go Diaz there. Not Stones. Diaz is more nailed on. Not Stones. Diaz is more nailed on. I have 1.7 mil in the bank. Then I could upgrade Basuma to like Rafinha. Or I could upgrade Kilman to... actually, I'd have Lamptey there. So something like that. So it's really going to come down to... Essentially, it's going to come down to, do I want Riyad Mahrez and hope that he plays, or do I want to go for bench depth coming how quickly these game weeks come back to back? So that's going to be the thing. Mahrez for Jota and give me 0.8 in the bank, or 0.6 in the bank, or do I go cheaper and go Bowen and have a better bench depth? That's going to be my biggest thing. All right. Riyadh says Bamford, Grealish, and De Bruyne for Kane, Jota, and Mahrez out for -4. Let me see. I like Bamford, like Grealish, like KDB. Jota's obviously hurt, so you got to get rid of him. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I would do that personally. I mean, it does look like a good move on paper, right? Because Bamford's nice, Grealish is great, and KDB is obviously incredible. It would just be hard for me to get rid of Kane and Mahrez ahead of that West Brom fixture, but honestly, I think that might be worth it. That -4 plan there, Riyadh. It's hard for me to get rid of Kane right now, but if you're bringing in KDB for him, I see your point. If you're bringing in Grealish for essentially for Jota, I like that, and Bamford, I think those three will get you more points than I like that move. I'll say that. It's hard for me to get rid of Kane, but let's see. I think was it Thomas' answer? Whose answer was I just going with my moves? I think it was Thomas, right? I think that was my move. Amon. Yeah, now I'm lost on where I was. Okay, I'm on Amon. Leno. I'm way behind. 12 minutes. Catch up. Leno, Chilwell, Diaz, Dyer, KDB, Bruno, Salah, Susek, Ings, Jesus, Wilson. Love that lineup. Big fan. Obviously, you're missing some Spurs attacking players, but maybe you'll move out Jesus in the next couple weeks. Maybe bring in Son. But as far as the starting lineup, that's just me being nitpicky. I like that move, man. I like your squad. That is a very, very well-balanced and great squad. Every player on there can score. Maybe Susek is the only one as a starting 11 that I don't necessarily would like in my squad. Personally, I like him as a bench player, for sure, no question. But starting is kind of tough. But honestly, Amon, I think that squad is really, really good. Really good. Shardul, I have two transfers available from 2 weeks now, and both Kane and Son won't stop playing well. Tough to make any changes. Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to get rid of Harry Kane when he's done this. Last week he got 12 points. This week he got 9 points. Essentially, if he's not facing a top 6 squad, he is a must-play, period. Even like an incredible captaincy choice. It's just when he plays top 6 sides that I'm worried about him on my team. But yeah, they just week in, week out, man, they're just balling out. It's hard to say no to those two. Wilbur says this guy gets lots of likes. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I try not to be. I made a business decision with the homie Dill pick a couple months ago. We were talking about YouTube, and I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. Alhawa says I have 19 points, then later I have Schmeichel, Vardy, and Madison. Oh man, 19 points, and then those 3 absolutely put on a clinic for you. Put on an absolute clinic. To say that, yeah, those 3 deserve a raise in your squad right there, man. Absolute ballers. Schmeichel, Vardy, and Madison balled out for you this week. Whoo! Vardy captaincy call. Good pick. Good pick. Moldy, I'm off to bed. Thanks for showing up, Moldy. I appreciate you showing up so much, and I love actually having a Wolverhampton fan on here for when people ask me questions. I kind of just resort to you, and you do a great job answering questions and being active. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who's showing up to the stream, being active in the chats, and really just having a good time. I appreciate all you guys, man. Also, thanks for the hangover on Saturday. Hey, when you brought up that fireball, I knew you were in for a tough one. Oh, yeah. I think today I haven't said cut off. The camera went off as many times as I usually do. I think I put in a decent amount of song references today, but the plan was to drink it till the pain over, but what's worse, the pain or the hangover? You're welcome. Sounds like you had a great Friday. Oh man, yeah. Whenever Fireball is brought into the equation, you know you're in for a tough one. Let's see. Rihan says Bamford, Grealish, and De Bruyne in. Love it. Oh yeah, I think I answered that one. Yeah. Amon, do I think Jesus will score this week? I do think so. If I had to speculate, I don't think Aguero starts. He may come in and get some minutes. I haven't. Actually, let me check, see what assistant manager says here. I am on Man City, so I'm good there. Aguero is so Sergio is ready, but Sergio is ready. He is ready, but had gastrionitis. Ooh, gastroenteritis. Yeesh. Step by step. Yeah. So I don't think Aguero gets forced into the squad right away. I think he kind of gets a little time here and there. And so that being said, I think Jesus starts, and if he starts, I think he has a good opportunity. He scores against West Brom. Now, I haven't done enough study on West Brom to fully say how they perform against strikers and how their team matches up against top 6 sides. But if I had to put my money on it, yeah, I think Jesus scores, but you never know, and that's a crazy thing about FPL. Dylan, start Bamford or DCL? Probably DCL, as Wilson and Bamford playing each other, and I'm a Newcastle fan, so hoping we win. Newcastle fan, yeah. Start Bamford or DCL. It's gonna be hard for me to say to not start Bamford, but the only if you're like my buddy Dill Pick, who I just mentioned, whenever he has somebody who's playing Arsenal, he doesn't start him. Period. Because he says he doesn't want. Because when, like, let's say if Salah scores against Arsenal, he won't be like that guy who goes, well, at least it was Salah scoring. No, he doesn't like that at all. So he won't start anyone who plays against Arsenal. He gets super biased when it comes to FPL wise. I don't know. I forgot what I was doing here. Oh yeah, see who DCL plays next week. Everton against Leicester. That's a tough call. If it were me, I'd probably start DCL. And if Bamford scores, at least it'd be like, well, at least if anyone's gonna score, it's Bamford. But I get it, man. I get it. I would hate anyone playing against my squad too. Even if Bamford scored, I would still be just as mad, man. Yeah, hopefully Newcastle wins for you. Let's see. Jarno says DS or Reece James. I already have Chilwell. If you already have Chilwell, I'd probably say go with DS. I don't know if I at this moment I'm thinking the Chelsea double up might be a bit too much and it was a bit too risque for me. But I like, as far, if you didn't say you had Chilwell already, I would say Reece James over DS. I think Reece James, if I was to wildcard, Reece James would be the first player I put on my squad. I'm a big fan of Reece James, man. But if you have Chilwell already, maybe go DS. I think I answered Riyad's question from a while ago. If not, I'll answer it again. Bamford, Grealish, and De Bruyne for Kane, Jota, and Mars out. I like that move. I do like that move. It would be a really tough call for me to get rid of Harry Kane. Period. But if you're bringing in Bamford, Grealish, and De Bruyne, it gives you a lot of depth. My camera went off. Oh no! All right, my camera went off, so I got to switch over to my webcam, which means I'm running out of time. I got to end this here in a decent amount of time. So any last questions, concerns you would like? I'm not saying I'm finishing up right now, but it's coming to the end as I got to go to my webcam. I think that might be a bit too big. Swoop. All right, let's get off this nasty screen. All right, off to my webcam. Here it is. Yeah, I think Bamford, Grealish, and De Bruyne gives you more depth, personally, but that's tough. Just because I'm assuming if you brought out Diogo Jota, it would be for like Bowen, and I like Bowen a lot, but I like that top three more than I like that bottom three. All right, is this week separate game weeks? Yeah. So it's a brand new game week on Tuesday. Brand new game week Tuesday. It's going to be game week 13. Is that what we're on now? Game week 13, brand new game week on Tuesday. And then that will go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we'll have matches. And then we'll have a one-day break again. And then we'll go to game week 14 on Saturday. So we're going to have 3 game weeks here in the space of 7 days, essentially. It's a brand new game week. Let's see. Adam FPL, what's up, baby? I got to get you onto the stream. So you can come and chat about your squad. I really want to get these guys to see what your channel is like. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think when I was researching, I didn't have much time this weekend as I'm moving my everything around right now, trying to get it better for you guys. As I was doing some research, it looked like it's probably going to be through Zoom that we do it, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, anyway, welcome to Adam FPL. FPL content creator is in the chat. Please check him out. If you don't like him, is what it is. If you like him, he's a brand new YouTuber. Support your local YouTubers. No worries, Riyadh. Hopefully that helps. And I hope it pays off, man. I struggle sometimes answering questions because on questions like that, I could see both of those being great options. And why is my screen like that, Sean? Come on, son. Fix it. There it is. Yeah. Tough call for me next week to decide, says Adam FPL. Whether to get Son out for KDB. Already have Bruno, Salah, and Grealish, but no Kane, so it's tough. Ooh, no Spurs assets. Yeah, that could be a huge... Yeah. I see your dilemma there. I'm actually in the same boat. As you can see, my squad, I've kind of given up on getting KDB into my squad. I know it sounds absolutely ludicrous, but I don't want to get rid of Salah, Fernandez, or Kane. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, that's the worst thing for you, Adam, is that you have 2 days to figure it out. You have less than 48 hours. Excuse me. You have less than 48 hours to decide what you're going to do. It could pay off this week. I mean, obviously KDB versus West Brom is better, but no Spurs assets moving forward is so dodgy, baby. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, you can dodge Son and Kane being your FPL squad, but it's rough. I see your dilemma. Shout out Nelly. I could do DCL to Ings. Shout out Sana. I could do DCL to Ings or Watkins, Ward-Prowse to Grealish, and Mahrez to Sterling. Sorry, check that. I could do DCL to Ings. I like that. Or Watkins, Ward-Prowse to Grealish or Mahrez to Sterling. Those are tough. It's hard for me to get rid of DCL at this moment. But to bring in Danny Ings, I do think that's a good call. I think Danny Ings is so good. But it would be tough for me to get rid of DCL. As far as Watkins, Ward-Prowse to Grealish, I'd like getting Grealish into my squad, period. And Mahrez to I think I'd rather have Mahrez than Sterling, personally. I just think Sterling, I think you could save $3 million in cash money and have Mahrez instead of Sterling. I don't think they'll be that different in how much they score. Mahrez might even do better. That's a tough one. I see your dilemma. That one's tough. I think I like Grealish. I think I like Grealish over Ward-Prowse if that's the route you're going to take. Let's see. Sidon says, will Kilman play? Moldy is no longer in the chat, unfortunately, so I cannot refer to him in this one. If I had to guess, I don't think Kilman plays. I think his time in the Wolverhampton side is over. But hopefully on Tuesday he will come to the live stream. If he is on the live stream on Tuesday, I will definitely ask him that question, because as a Kilman owner, it pains me to have to waste a transfer on a fourth defender with how many fires I got. Jota de Sousa good? I think so. I think if it depends. I don't necessarily. I don't necessarily like Susek in my starting 11. I like him on my bench for sure. As a first option off my bench, big fan of that. In my starting 11, it is still tough for me to have him into my squad. But with that extra cash, you can really float that around other places, and it'll give you a lot of good depth on your squad. So I'd have to see the rest of your team before I say that I would like that. But for me, it saves you a lot of cash, and it'll allow you a lot of good depth on your squad. But if you're gonna have him in your starting 11, it makes me nervous personally. But that 4.9 for Susek, woo, that's a good price. Jerome says, I hope I said your name right. See if I get your last name right. Van de Kirchkov. I definitely didn't get that right. Fernandez. I hate getting people's names wrong. Fernandez, Konsa, and Bamford in. Like that so far. For Kane, Chilwell, and Susek out for -4. Worth it? Ooh, I don't think so. Fernandez, Konsa, and Bamford in. I love Bruno. I love Bamford, and I think Konsa is a decent shout. I love Kane. I like Chilwell, and I think Susek is a decent shout. So I think I like I think so. I think so if it's for the long term. It's hard for me to get rid of Kane and Chilwell. I would like to know I would like to see the rest of your squad before I fully comment on that further. But as far as just those three alone, I might green like that. But it's so hard for me to get rid of Kane. But I may say it may, yeah. I would like to see the rest of your squad. Dylan says start Bamford or DCL probably, yeah. I would probably as a Newcastle, if I was a Newcastle fan, for sure I'm starting Wilson, period. So it's going to come down to DCL or Bamford, right? I'd probably bench DCL. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but I just don't necessarily trust Newcastle's defense. You know better than I do how their defense is, so maybe you can answer that better than I can. But DCL has a toughish fixture this week. Why am I forgetting who he's playing? I looked this up a lot. Leicester have a good defense, so DCL can score against anybody, though. I should say that. DCL can score against anybody, but if he scores, he ain't getting bonus points, so... And I don't think he has James. He still doesn't have Digne back. Maybe I just go Bamford. Yeah. What's with Arsenal? Too bad for such a big team. I don't know. I wish I could answer that. Something's happening. Something toxic is happening in that club. I don't know what it is. I wish I could. I really need to start talk. I'm gonna after this stream. I'm gonna text my my buddy who's a big Arsenal supporter and ask him what's up. Last time I asked him, he just sent me a GIF of a trust the process. That's all he ever sends me because he doesn't want to comment further on it. As far as Arsenal goes, so he just keeps saying trust the process, but I know deep down, I don't know what's with Arsenal. It's so bad right now. Their midfield is lacking. I wish them the best. I hope they start doing well, man. I love Aubameyang. I love Saka. Saka looked good for me today. But Jota, what the heck was he thinking, man? That was so dumb. So dumb. But yeah, I love Saka. I think Nketiah is a good player. I like Lacazette. I don't think he's the best player, Lacazette, but I still like him. Pepe, I hope Pepe turns things around. I don't know what's up with Arsenal. I don't know. And I hope they figure it out. Sedan says get KDB for Salah and Jota to Son. I could do that. I don't want to get rid of Salah, though. I think Salah's so good. I don't know if I can get rid of him. I could, to your point, let me reset my squad. Get rid of Salah, bring in KDB, and that would give me enough money for... I still wouldn't have enough money for Son in my squad. I would still have to facilitate somewhere else to be able to bring him in. So I couldn't do that. Yeah, I want KDB in my squad. KDB is one of my favorite players in the world, probably my second favorite player in the world. But I just don't know if I have other fires to put in my squad before I bring in KDB. My plan was originally to bring in KDB for Harry Kane, but I just can't get rid of Kane now. I can't do it. So tough. Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna be. Says Hadir says. Yeah, it's gonna be a permanent first bench. Okay, if that's the case, then yeah. If that's the case, I do like Susek being your first player on your bench. I do like that. That's a good move. And it gives you so much money to float around to everyone else. I think that is a good move moving forward. Let's see, Tom says, you can't still be going. I know, my camera is dead. I'm on my laptop now. My throat is, my vocal cords are starting to give up on me. I'm going to have to give it up soon. Any last questions to Tom's point? I gotta wrap it up here soon. I gotta eat. Part of me wants to make a team selection video today and get it ready for tomorrow, but I just don't know if I have enough time because I have to write a script, have my camera charged, I have to edit, I have to graphic design. It's just so much effort for me to do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll put in a team selection video for tomorrow. I mean, it's only helping my channel, and I got work tomorrow, but because if I don't make it tonight, I can't make it tomorrow. Because then if I can't post the video and have it like a 12-hour shelf. But maybe I do that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still going. Any last questions, comments, concerns? Any random, I don't know, any hip hop suggestions? Let me know, and let's get this in because I got to wrap this up here pretty soon. My voice is definitely starting to wander. Shardul says the second foul deserved a red for sure, but the ref felt bad for Arsenal. I was curious about that too. I saw who was it that did that? I forgot who did that, but it definitely looked like it should have been a red card, that second one. I thought Arsenal were lucky to come away with 10 men at the end of that. I feel for Arsenal, man. I feel for them. I hope they turn things around. Jerome says, thanks for the reaction. No worries, man. No worries. Nice stream. Hey, that means a lot. That means a lot. I'm in 3,355th place. Whoa, 3K ranking? What are you doing asking me for advice, man? I gotta be asking you for advice. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. 3K ranking, unbelievable. Yeah, that's great. Let me see. Go. Yeah, it's an honor to have someone at that ranking on my stream. Yeah, Kane, Chilwell, Susek out for -4. Yeah, going back to it. Yeah, that's just so tough for me to answer. That is so tough. I love Bruno and Bamford on my squad. Yeah, I don't know. That's just so tough. Ugh. That would give me such a headache because if for any context, I was actually looking at bringing in this week. This is what my original plan was. I was gonna go Kane out, Jota out, and I was gonna bring in I already have oh, that's right. I have Salah, huh? Am I in City? All players. All the players came from far and wide, wearing afros and braids and cooking them gangster rice. Now I'm outcast. So this is my original plan. I was gonna do here, and then I was gonna move in. Let's go forwards. It was a cheap forward I could just throw in. Wilson. I was gonna do something like this, and this was originally gonna be my squad, and then it would give me enough money in the bank to get rid of Lamptey and bring in Reguilon. So that was originally this was my plan. Go back to Spurs. Reguilon. So this is my original plan. Let me see what the fixture says. Whoa, they gave it a huge boost. 301, whatever. Just predictions. So this is my original plan to do. It was going to be this. This was originally going to be my plan, to your point, Jerome. But I just can't get rid of Kane. That would leave me without Son, and would leave me without Kane. So I have no Spurs assets. There's no way that I could fund getting Son into my squad without taking huge hits in my squad. And so having KDB in my squad would obviously be nice to have moving forward. But I don't know. This squad does look decent to me. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I got to get away. Let's see. How do I like my squad for the upcoming games? Or how do I like Zaha for the upcoming fixtures? I think Zaha playing that striker role has really shown how quality he could be. And he's still at a price range that I like. I was actually looking at him. Where am I at? There I am. Why am I leaving here? I should just stay here. Get some decent stats while I'm at it. I was actually looking at bringing him in. He's one of the options I'm thinking about bringing in for Diogo Jota. He's 7.4. He's going to go up in price tonight at 7.5. He's getting 4 shots. He got 4 shots off today against Tottenham. He's gotten 5 shots per game over the last 2. Let's see how he's doing against big sides or good defensive sides. Wolverhampton, he only had 2 shots. Chelsea only had 2 shots. Everton, 2 shots. United, 4. So he's averaging about 2-ish shots per game against big sides. His upcoming fixtures aren't as bad as I originally thought with Zaha. West Ham is a little tough, but not necessarily one that I would be worried about if I owned him. Liverpool obviously is tough. Villa, it's whatever. You never know. With Villa, they could give up 2 or 3 goals, or they can get a clean sheet. It's never in between. Leicester are tough. Sheffield not as tough as everyone thought going in. Arsenal are tough defensively. I'll give them that. But so if I had Zaha, I wouldn't be pressed to get rid of him. I would focus on other parts of my squad. I would be focused on other parts of my squad if I had Zaha. I'm thinking about bringing him in right now, so I'll have a better answer on Tuesday before the deadline, because I'll be doing way more. I'll be doing way more studying on Zaha, thinking about bringing him into my squad. He's having a great season. Now that he's playing that striker role, I think he's a nice shout, even with a tough run of fixtures moving forward. But it's not as tough as I originally thought. Yeah, it is too bad. I always love chatting with you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate it. I love chatting with you guys too, man. Any last questions, comments, speaking of that, any last questions or concerns or anything you would like to ask I don't want to say the Don, that kind of sounds weird. You want to ask me? Please get them in real quick, or I'll wrap this up in the next 5-ish minutes. And sun's going down now. Now we'll wrap this up within the next 5 minutes or so. So yeah, for Zaha, if I had him, I keep him. If I don't have him, I don't know. I'll answer that question better on Tuesday. So as far as my plans right now, I'll talk about my squad before I wrap this up in the chat and move on. My plan right now is I have to get rid of Jota. He's hurt. He's not going to be back, I think, till February 3rd, I think they said here. He won't be back till 1.5, 2 months. So he's out for 2 months. So he's gone. Nos vemos. So he's out. So the question is, who do I bring in? The hardest thing here is I could either go the expensive route and go Mahrez because he plays West Brom. But if Mahrez doesn't play, then that means Basuma comes on. And I still have fires with Kilman, and I still have fires with Tariq Lamptey. I want to get rid of Tariq Lamptey, and Kilman gives me nothing off the bench, so I have no playing defender if one of those guys gets benched. So do I go with Mahrez? It'll give me 0.6 in the bank. If I don't go with Mahrez, I can either have Bowen. It'll say if I go Bowen, I'll have like 3 mil that I could spend. If I go Rafinha, it'll give me 4 mil I could spend. But I'd rather have Mahrez in with that City fixture run forward. And if I bring in Mahrez, which I'm most likely going to do at this moment, if I bring in Mahrez, that'll give me 0.6 in the bank that I can run around with next week. If Lamptey is out this week, which it looks like it's a possibility, I might take a hit and bring in Dyer. Now, I know Dyer played Liverpool, but I still like Dyer in the long run over... Oh, where am I going? There I am. There I be. I still like Dyer in the long run over most defenders. So maybe I'll go Dyer here. I'll take the L next week versus Liverpool. That -4 won't pay off this week, which makes it tough. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if Lamptey's out, I have to take a -4 because I can't have a 0 for a defender again. I'd rather take a gamble. So I'd probably bring in Dyer here for Tottenham. I would rather have Reguilon, of course, but I can't find that 0.7. Also, I'm looking at getting rid of Ben Chilwell in the future. I'll probably drop him down to like DS. It'll save me 5.9. It'll save me 0.3. So I'll have 0.6 in the bank after that. So this is what my squad might look like come Tuesday if Lamptey is really out. And this squad I like moving forward. I think it's a nice squad. It's just the biggest question again is, do I go expensive with Mahrez or do I go cheaper and try to facilitate and use that cash somewhere else in my squad and put out other fires and kind of Qatar it. Shout out Avatar one time. All right, no more comments. Or nobody has any more comments, so I guess I'll wrap it up here. Thanks everyone for showing up. I really appreciate that. Everyone was so active in today's chat. It was unreal. I will be back for a live stream on Tuesday before the deadline. I don't know exactly what time the deadline is. Let me check. Let me check what time the deadline is. Deadline is going to be at it's like 3 in the morning. Oh boy, the deadline's at 8:30 in the morning, so I'm probably going to have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to do a live stream, which is what it is. So I'll live stream on Tuesday around 8:30 or 6:30 London time. Would be about 2:30 in the afternoon London time. So it'll be something around that. I don't know if I'll have a team selection video out tomorrow. It's just too quick of a turnaround to really get all of that done, because those team selection videos take me a long time. So I'll live stream on Tuesday for sure. Maybe I'll have a cheeky, terribly edited team selection video out tomorrow. If not, I'll have that video out tomorrow. I have a last question I'll get to. Why not the Jota trade today? Price going down. So I got Jota in before the price rise, so I'm not going to lose any value in waiting a day for Jota. So I have enough time to wait one more day. I got him at, because let me just make sure that's a thing. I got him at, I got Jota at 6.9. So if he drops, he'll still be at 6.9 for me to sell. So I'm not worried about the price drop tonight. So that's a good news on that end. Finally, I can wait a little bit. Vigard says a good squad. I don't know about Mahrez, about him starting, but if he starts, oh boy, that's the thing. The thing with Mahrez is that if I bring him in for Jota, he could easily not play. And I'd have Basuma coming off my bench again for another 2-1 pointer, which would just be gutting. I'd rather have Bowen that starts consistently. That's another thing that I'm weighing in, because Bowen is going to start, period. And if he starts, he goes up against Crystal Palace, and I like West Ham's chances against Crystal Palace. The encouraging thing is that Mahrez only played 62 minutes, and so you would think that maybe he has a chance to start this game. I don't know what I'm going to do. Mahrez for me would be a long-term pick. He'd be somebody that I'm keeping for the next 10, 12 game weeks. I just need better bench depth to really be okay with Mahrez not starting some weeks. So that's something, if I bring in Mahrez this week, I have to answer the depth of my squad before I move on. Thanks for those last comments. And again, thank you everyone for showing up. I guess I'll wrap it up here unless I see some comments. I'll answer them again real quick. Just a mental health check. If anyone's going through a hard time, I know COVID's been absolutely rough. If you need someone to talk to, my DMs on Twitter are open. I don't know if you could DM on YouTube or anything, but find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram, and DM me, and I'd be more than willing to talk. Take some time out of your day to make someone smile at the end of the day, of course. I remember watching a Hershey's commercial back in the day where one person made someone smile, and that one person went from having a bad day, and then that person ended up smiling, and it was like this long chain reaction just because one person decided to make someone smile. Be that person to start that chain reaction. Take some time out of your day to make someone smile. Listen to, some Kid Cudi, some Anderson .Paak this week. I love them. Big fans of them. Huge fan of Anderson .Paak. Second favorite artist of all time. Issa says, hello. Can you say it back? Absolutely. I could say hello in a few languages for you if you want. Etase, that's Ghanaian. I don't know the actual language that is. Etase, hola, alo, que tal, Bawani, that's Nigerian. What's up? Yeah, how many points am I on so far? So this week I'm on 57 points. I got 57 points. My defense let me down. It let me down. Bruce. Old school rock and roll right there. I ended up with 57 points this week. Captaining Harry Kane was definitely a good thing that happened. But Basuma coming on for Jota was just Jota, my baby. Jota coming on. Lamptey getting 0 points was not, and maybe potentially not even starting next week, is definitely worrying. I'm definitely concerned over that. But at the end of the day, 57 points for this week, I'll take it. Not bad. But hopefully we move forward and get a 60-plus point performance this midweek. But yeah, that'll wrap up my stream. Last question. I'm definitely keeping an eye on last questions for any last questions coming in. If not, I'll wrap up the stream here. Thanks everyone for showing up. Hopefully I'll see you guys Tuesday. Take some time every day to make someone laugh, make someone smile. I guess you don't have to make someone laugh, but take some time every day to make someone smile. It could be easily just texting someone, hey. I do need more bench depth. Yeah. So my plan originally was necessity for sure. Need is not even a strong enough word. My bench depth is horrible. So that's what my plan is right now. So my plan right now going into the next couple game weeks, Issa, is either getting Mahrez in this week because Jota's hurt, so I got to get a Jota replacement. I can either go for Bowen, which will give me more bench depth, so it'll allow me I'll have like 3 million in the bank, so I can upgrade. Let me show you. If I go Jota out and maybe Bowen in, where Bowen at? And I go Bowen, that'll give me 2.6 mil in cash that I could drop on Basuma, and I could bring in like Rafinha there. I can bring in a better playing defender than Kilman, or I can bring in Mahrez. Which will help out, which will bolster my starting 11 for sure. But it still leaves my bench so weak. I would still have 0.6 in the bank, so I could get rid of Basuma and I could bring in Soucek. I could potentially maybe, I could bring in Soucek, like you said. Yeah, Soucek would be a nice placement there. I could bring in. I don't have enough money for Rafinha. I could bring in Taylor here for Kilman. I have a lot of headaches going into this midweek because there's going to be so much rotation moving forward. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go. The first things first is I got to get rid of Jota because he's not playing. It's just if I go Mahrez, my bench will still be a little shaky. I could go Soucek. I don't like my defense in Lamptey. I want to get rid of Lamptey too, but my bench 2 weeks in a row has killed me because I think last week I had I had to have Basuma come on for Grealish and he got 1 point. So my bench has just killed me 2 weeks in a row. So I gotta do something big. Yeah, Soucek maybe is a route to go if I bring in Mahrez, but I really want to get rid of Lamptey. I want to bring in Eric Dyer for Lamptey here in a couple weeks. There's just so many fires on my squad I gotta put in. You have 770 points so far. Whoa, that's huge, and a wild card still to burn. To say I'm jealous would be an understatement. Oh, that is so sick. That is fantastic. Oh man, 770 with wild card still to go. Whew. That's what dreams are made of right there. What dreams are made of. So I think that'll wrap up my video. I think this is my third or fourth time wrapping it up because I've been getting a couple comments as I wrap it up. I'll end the video here. I gotta eat some food because I'm starving. So yeah, I gotta get. So right now my needs in my squad: get rid of Jota, bring in some bench depth, and get rid of Lamptey. Those are on my to-do list. It's just how am I gonna do so without taking some -4s here in the future? Yeesh, it's tough. Planning on using Game Week 16. Use it Game Week 16 right before you get another wild card, and it gives you enough for. And you'd have a nice squad there for the double game weeks too. Oh, you're in such good shape with that wild card. Oh, I'm so jealous. You're in such good shape for that wild card, man. Game Week 16. Whew. I'm curious too. I would come Game Week 16. I feel like. I think that's where fixtures get a little tough for Liverpool too, huh? Let me check. Game Week 16. Oh no, they still got a few in a row. So good for that wild card. So good. I'm so jealous, Issa. That's so nice. Dang. Man. I wish I had my wild card. I had to burn my wild card in like Game Week 5, 6 because my squad was just terrible. I literally got rid of every single player on my squad in Game Week 5 except for Mo Salah. Unreal. Yeah, so that's my plan. I'll figure it out tonight, or I'll do a lot of research into it tomorrow, what I'm going to do, but I can't keep having Basuma come off for these 1-2 pointers. All right. Thanks for everyone for showing up. I appreciate you guys, everyone. I'll end it here. Hopefully I'll be streaming again on Tuesday before the deadline. Please join me if you want. It'll be like 6:30 in the morning California time, so I'll have to have a good breakfast and some coffee to have me going through that live stream. But thanks everyone for showing up. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, and once again, make someone smile today. And Don out, baby.